Okay. We are.
Workshop Central is the game, right?
Yep, we're
Yes.
officially live.
Do I have damage?
All right, so welcome to Snogbeep Dungeons Incorporated, our continuing Friday game. Thank you for joining us. As people who have actually followed might notice, we have gained an additional face. This is Kim. Feel free to say hi. Let everyone know what you're going to be playing when you join.
I will be Fern, a forest gnome druid.
And the party should be meeting her shortly, but to first recap, when we left off, the party had made their way through the desert to the city of Iron Crown. While there, they met a band of adventurers on the way who then quickly disappeared and scurried away after Shockmaw made a overly dramatic entrance. Upon entering,
Actually, oh, never mind. Sorry, I thought.
upon entering the city, they were approached by advisor Alabas, who sought to hire their services in traveling to the Isle of Diamonds, which he seemed to believe that they would be able to find information that he could not obtain himself. The party agreed, though apparently under dubious intent.
There's nothing dubious about our intent. Our intent is very clear.
Before departing the city, Unit 32 and Coeli encountered the shopkeeper Fizzle and Pop,
The best shopkeepers.
where they were able to glean some information and procured a book before making their way to continue their journey by boat, where before setting up for the night, they decided to make camp at what appeared to be a large set of bones they felt would be an ideal campsite, only to have them spring up, entrapping Shockmaw and revealing that it was in fact a giant desert-dwelling beast.
See,
And
this is what happens when
that
Shockmaw
is-
doesn't make an entrance.
That is where we now find ourselves, with our party rolling initiative as they face off against the beast.
Well,
No, I haven't tested my dice yet.
Historically, I never ever roll bad initiative, and I'm doing it right now. Actually,
That's a lie.
the joke fails because I got a 15. I was hoping for my signature 1, so I could. So yeah, there we go. That's a 15 for me. Good, sir.
Down to 14.
Coeli, Shockmaw?
17.
Uh,
Make my
believe
hair
it's
a
a
bit
23.
prettier. So I can
sorry,
roleplay.
no, 22. 22.
22. And Fern, just in case we need it, why don't you roll just in case?
16.
16. All right. So, we will lead off with Shockmaw, who is currently restrained on the back of the beast.
Players are not on the combat.
I'm aware. I'm moving you there now.
No joke, Andrew. I actually thought that for a second was a vassal Eldar starship you'd used, and I was about to be like, wait, hold on, what?
So I'm on the back of this thing, right?
Yes. With the bones kind of entrapping you and crushing you. Not actually hurting, but you are.
So therefore, I can easily stab its spine, getting sneak attack damage, right?
You would be at disadvantage, so you would not be having a sneak attack.
All right. I'm going to put my mouth right next up to it and breathe some lightning.
Okay.
It's like the most violent rendition of the Brokeback Mountain gif ever.
I believe it gets a
It should be a
Dex
dex
save.
save.
yeah.
That is a 21.
Yeah, that definitely makes it. Although I don't know how it's dexterously saving from something that's inside it. But sorry, I'm trying to find my way through this character sheet real quick. The one shot's got all my habits messed up.
Right.
Yeah, I'd like to use divine intervention.
Right, it takes half of this. So it takes half of 4. It takes two lightning damage.
All right. And you can't move, so anything you wish to do with your bonus action?
I'm gonna hide.
Okay.
Oh, it's a nat 1 on the hide.
As it should be.
For a total of
All right.
5.
Next up, we have Goeli.
So what does this thing actually look like? Does it have any kind of wings? Is it like a burrowing creature? Like,
It does not appear to have any wings. It looks kind of like a big lizard, sort of dragon-esque in its like features, but obviously it is not actually a dragon per se.
owl? Character, please move. Okay, well, never mind then, I guess. I would like to move over, above it, but for whatever reason I'm
No.
not able. There we go.
Right, there we go.
I'm gonna fly up, and cast Eldritch Blast at it.
Okay.
Double check my parameters for that. Okay. 16.
16 will hit.
Okay, it's a 2.
For 2 damage. An Eldritch Blast fires down from the sky and kind of ricochets off, knocking off some scales.
Kind of stings a little.
Next up will be Unit 32.
Okay, well, so protocol dictates that large creatures should be destroyed from range, so I'm going to move over here. And then I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself.
Okay.
That, my friends, is one hell of an action-packed turn. Get ready for turn 2, where I do something else that takes up an action, and I have literally nothing that's a bonus action.
So you all watch as Unit 32 backs up, and suddenly there are 3 Unit 32s kind of darting around in interchangeable positions. Alexi.
Alright, I will move in the opposite direction of Unit 32, namely forward. As a bonus action, I will use my Oath of Enmity. By Torm, you will fall, creature, to give myself advantage on attacks against it for 1 minute, or until it drops to 0, and then swing with the ball.
Okay.
That is a 15 to hit
That will hit.
for 10 damage.
10 damage. The maul slams into the worm and it kind of recoils back and looks over at you. That is everything?
That's everything. Yeah, that's move, bonus, and action. So
Alright, that will make it its turn. First, it is going to bite you, Alexei, as you have stung it. That is a 24 to hit.
Yes.
For 7 damage.
All right.
As it chomps down. Then you all watch as, coming up from the sand, you see its tail, which has a barbed stinger on the end, which stabs in at Shockmaw with a 16.
That does just barely hit.
And that will do 11 points of damage.
Oof.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright. It's probably good. It's a 17 on the die, plus whatever my modifier is. 19.
Okay. So you're going to take half damage from this. So you're going to take 5 more poison damage.
Jesus.
That will finish its turn. So this will then be Sonia. Sonia will circle around to the back. She then lets out a word in a language that none of you understand, at which point she becomes much bigger.
Oh, goodness.
And she will hit with a 25. And as her sword swings, you watch of red energy light up, and the sword briefly bursts into flames. And she will do 15 damage to it.
I mentioned that I love her.
And oh no, wait, sorry, I missed the number. 19 damage to it. And it needs to make a strength saving throw, which it passes.
Real quick,
So you
before
watch
we
as
get
the
too much further, it just stung me. Can I use my reaction to attempt to grab the stinger?
you're going to use your reaction to grab the stinger.
Yeah, to grapple its stinger.
Can you grapple as a reaction?
I don't know, that's why I'm asking.
I don't believe you can. That is generally an action unless you have a special rule.
Okay.
So you watch as when the flames hit it, they kind of dance out from the strike and attempt to form as bonds around its legs, but then they just kind of dissipate into fiery energy.
Whatever Sonya is, she's really cool, and I like her.
We are back to Shockmaw.
Now I'm going to attempt to grab the stinger if it is still within reach.
Sure, you can attempt. You will still be at disadvantage because you are still restrained. You can always try and get out. That is also.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that. See, I thought it was something else. I didn't realize I was restrained.
Yes, it is basically the little, like, the bones went from being like a big rib cage to going like that.
Gotcha. I thought I had a little bit of room to maneuver in them. I didn't think it like grabbed me. All right.
No, it was a complete closing of the trap.
All right. I will go ahead and attempt that.
All right, that'll be a strength check. I mean, you're good at strength. This is your time to shine.
Yeah, but that roll was not particularly good. 12?
Nope. You push. It gives a little bit, but doesn't quite free you.
Alright, well, that's my action. Cannot move. Bonus action to attempt to hide again.
Okay.
That's a 10.
Okay. Coeli, it is your turn.
So, as a hypothetical, like, is Shockmaw inside it?
Not inside the creature. It's basically it has basically the bones you saw in the sand are spines coming out of its back.
It's
and
like
the
a
spines
stegosaurus.
have
It's like a
snapped
stegosaurus.
shut like a big like Venus flytrap style.
Right. So, can I see Shockmaw at all?
Yes, he's
Okay.
kind of pinned between two large bones.
All right, then never mind what I was thinking I might do. I will cast Magic Missile.
Okay. You hit.
I don't know why I picked up more D4s than I actually needed. 4.
4 damage. Magic missile slams into it. It kind of roars a little bit from the impact of the blast. Anything else?
I think Coeli's the character I have that sorcery points to get a quicken spell. Yes, it is. So I'm going to do that to cast Magic Missile again.
Okay.
2.
Another magic missile slams into the beast.
Wait a minute. Hang on a second, I think I did something dumb. I did do something dumb. I didn't roll for the other darts.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a great missile.
Hang on, give me a second, my bad. Okay, so that's actually, I said 4 for the first hit, so that's another 4 on that one. That's why I was grabbing more dice.
Okay.
And then that's an additional 4 on the second one, so
All
6 for the second hit, and whatever that math works out to the first one. My bad.
Much more palpable damage. That's 14 total damage as the magic missiles slam into the creature. Alright, next up, Fern. You've been making your way along the river, and up ahead you hear definite sounds of a struggle, and have started to see kind of sparks and flashes of light in the slowly fading sunlight. You should see your character on the map if you zoom out.
Yes. Oh gosh, too much. Yes, I do. I immediately hear the struggle and get concerned and run in the direction of it to lend a blindly helping hand.
All right, move away.
And what's the scale for the what's 25 on this?
That'll be 5 squares, and you
Okay.
can move diagonally.
Okay. Heading that way. Taking the coast.
Okay. Anything you'd like to do with your action, or do you wish to use that to dash?
Yeah, I'll dash. I'll just get a little bit closer then. How far can I go with that?
Another 25, so another 5
Okay, cool.
squares.
All right. I think that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. All right.
Okay.
So
you
getting
at
there.
32, you see this little gnome running up the coast towards you.
Okay.
It is your go.
Okay, so I see something I don't know or trust right now, so I
and
do
I'm
this.
waving. Like,
15, she's waving, that's even weirder. 20, 25.
yeah, just go away.
Yep, I'm going to go over there. You are currently being placed inside my do not enter zone. So it's nothing personal, you have to realize I'm a war robot. So, and then I will look, I'm not going to attack this new potential threat yet though, as a force of habit, as I see the thing, I go, gnome, potential threat level low, and then move away, and look at beast, and my hands come forward. The hands on them fold into my arms. Lightning cracks down both of the extended limbs, and Witch Bolt at level 2 comes out. Which, oh my god, that's a nat 1, so that misses. Oh, Jesus. That's a 7, so goodbye all of my level 2 spell slots. Now I've got 1 left. Okay. Right, see you next turn, boys. That was fun. Enjoyed that.
You nat 1
Yeah.
on your firebolt?
No, on my Witch Bolt. I level 2 Witch Bolted.
Okay. Roll damage, please.
Oh no! I knew this was
Oh,
coming. Oh no!
Great.
Don't blame me this time.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I rolled really well. That's 19. That's 19 damage, Jeff.
What is the state of Shockmaw after taking 19 damage?
That downs him. That downs Shockwell.
Well, target hit. Got him. Plot twist. I was hired by Coeli to take you out for once and for all. She couldn't finish the job last time. That's it now. We've successfully killed all of that one-shot party now except Coeli.
I'm not
She's
dead yet. I'm not dead yet.
You're not dead yet. Wait till next turn. I've got one more of those bad boys. It's coming straight for you.
Hey, you can reactivate that.
I can. I will. Yes. Can I keep the witch bolt on him in perpetuity, and every time he does something stupid, just activate it?
I mean,
think
as
it's
long as you
concentration.
never go to sleep or cast another concentration spell,
So,
yes?
Do
I
I not
don't
get?
sleep, so this is not a problem. Let's go.
All right. Anyhow, I'm a swing. Gonna take the.
You have advantage now.
I had advantage before
Oh,
for
true.
my vow of enmity.
Now you have it because of positioning.
Can I get like double advantage?
No.
Really, you go for something like double advantage. That's an 11.
That will not hit.
Just for getting used to the images, who just took a lot of the damage as far as on the map?
That would be the yes, the figure that is literally on top of the beast.
This one right here.
Yeah, he was restrained, stung, and then zapped by his teammates.
Hey, teammate singular.
I shot him real good by accident. I'm very sad about that. Sorry, by the way.
So
No, you're not. Stop lying.
I actually have a bonus action that has a range of 60 feet to maybe like randomly throw a healing word towards him to get 7 health back.
But you'd have to do that on your turn.
Okay.
unless you have,
Sorry. It says
a
instantaneous or bonus action. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm getting used to
That's
it.
fine. That's fine. So that will now be the beast's turn. It's gonna bite Alexi again. With a 21.
Yep.
For 11 damage.
All right.
And then it's going to try and sting Sonia with a 16, which does not hit her, as she deflects its tail with her shield.
Boss babe!
And then it will be her turn again.
Wonder if I can shoot Sonya next and just see what happens. Everyone's getting one.
Don't you come from my wife!
You know what? That's what she's going to do. Instead of attacking it, well, that's a success. So Sonia, instead of attacking this time, reaches up, grabs the bones, and wrenches them apart, pulling Shockmaw off the beast.
I'll take it.
Yeah. That was probably the most amazing roll I've ever seen in my life. where she rolled with advantage and rolled 2 20s.
Let's go.
So,
Two nat 20s or like
2 nat 20s.
Glad she's on our side.
Can I switch my character to Artem so I have the ceremony level 1 spell for Abby? Because I feel like it's going that way anyway.
I might be able to take it as a paladin. I can look into it. Don't worry.
But now, Shakma, it's back to your turn, so that'll be a death saving throw.
Yep. And for clarification's sake, a 10 is a pass or a 10 is a fail?
That is a fail.
Okay. Well, it's an 18, so it's 1 pass.
All right. Coeli.
are Sonia and Shakma still on the creature?
No, she never actually got on it. She is big enough that she just kind of reached over and read. She's currently about 10, 12 feet tall. She just kind of leaned over and pulled the bones apart.
You've gone silent there, Abby. Sorry.
This might be a tight squeeze and I might hit somebody. But we're going to try it anyway.
It's alright, it feels pretty good.
And cast Thunderwave.
Okay. Where are you making
throw.
So where are you making the
15-foot
square?
right?
Because it's a 20-foot square, right? Yeah. So it's 4.
15-foot cube.
Oh yeah, she can
That's a
totally make
15
that to where it only hits the Dagron.
Well, it's only 2 squares wide now. So
It says a 15-foot cube, so...
Well, if she puts that cube at 45 degrees, the corner can hit
Me.
the dragon.
So your play she's
Yeah,
trying to
like
do.
that. There we go.
You're trying to do that.
But it has to emanate from her.
Well, I can fly over there. That's not an issue.
Do you want to fly directly above it and kind of shoot the thunder wave down?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Busted.
Janky
Well.
geometry there.
So, what kind of saving throw?
Con.
That will be a 20.
It's gonna make it, unfortunately. Oh my gosh, stop clicking the wrong things. Okay.
So it will not be pushed into the sand, but it will still take half damage.
That would be 3 total damage for him. So 6 on the dice, 3 half.
Okay. Blast away, sand gets thrown everywhere.
Everywhere.
Fern, it is your turn. So far you see them attacking the beast. You've seen the weird robot person that walked away from you zap the man that was on top of the beast.
Who's clearly a beast rider and the enemy.
Yes, I have unhorsed him. Precision.
You are not picking up, Kim.
I moved and for my bonus action I am going to do healing word for 2, so to heal the one that was shock. I don't know the name yet, but shock maw. So
Don't worry,
just
you'll
instantly
learn it.
healing word, instant heal, kind of 5 health.
Okay, you go back to you've regained consciousness with 5 hit points, Shockmaw.
Okie dokie. Let's go.
So it's a bit disjarring that you have now woken up in the sand, no longer on the back of the beast. There's clearly some missing time for you. Anything else, Fern?
Only 6 seconds.
Not at the moment. I'm going to keep the distance from the robot that shot him, though. I'm not going to move any closer.
That's wise.
Okay. Unit Team Killer, it is your turn.
So
Your Witch Bolt is still active, because you have not ended it.
So, let's go ahead and
Don't
shock more real
reactivate
quick.
it, as it's still on me.
No, what I'm going to do is reactivate Witch Bolt, bitch. No, I'm joking. Seriously though, open up PayPal. I'm not saying I'm going to reactivate Witch Bolt, but I am saying if I receive $50 in the next kind of 3 minutes or so,
You will find his email in your DMs, Tyler.
that's
And
fantastic.
You know, actually, my Venmo's already set up, dude. I'm just gonna Venmo you some stuff.
Yeah, just bang it over. Oh wow, that was a generous donation. Okay, I activate Witch Bolt. No, I'm joking. Right. No, so I haven't actually moved still, so my arms are still out in the lightning railgun formation. So I'm going to note out loud that my accuracy was maybe slightly off, move slightly down from where it was before, and then I'm going to cast targeting error, and then I am going to cast Witch Bolt for the last time at level 2 at 19 to hit.
That hits.
With 16 damage. Note that when I attack the enemy, I do significantly less damage than when I attack my friends.
The arcane lightning crackles over the body, and the beast lets out a roar of frustration.
I have a bonus action, but I don't think I have anything that's a bonus action. I really don't. I can use 2-weapon fighting. That actually hold 2 weapons. So yeah, I think that's my turn. Oh, hold on, wait. There we go. That's my turn.
Okay, Alexi, you are up. You still have your blessing of advantage.
Yep. Since we are apparently attacking this thing with thunder and lightning, it is time to cast Thunderous Smite is a bonus action.
Okay.
And then we'll swing with the maul. That is dirty 20 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And we will normal smite as well.
All the smiting.
Yes. And none of those damage rolls were particularly good, but that is 20 damage.
But it's okay, there are lots of them, so...
Yep.
The beast is looking rough.
And, yeah, I'm not going to move. That's
Okay. It is its turn. It is going to continue its trend of biting Alexi with a 14.
Does not hit this time.
And stinging Sonia with a 12, which will not hit. She continues to keep the stinger at bay with her shield and sword. With Shockmaw free, I guess she's just gonna chop it again. That will be a 19 to hit, which will hit. Doing 11 points of damage. As she slashes into it with this sword in her massive hands currently. Shakma, you are up and conscious.
I'm gonna use half of my movement to stand up.
Okay.
Make sure I've got this right. Yep. All right. Then we're gonna move here. I said move. It's not letting me pick myself up.
Try now.
There we go. Move here and attack.
All right. You will have advantage. Because Sonia is hard to avoid right now.
17.
Will hit.
All right. 10, 18 damage.
18 damage. Your cutlass manages to find a soft part of the underbelly as you finally get a retributive strike in on it.
And I have no more move. Going to attempt to hide again. My bonus action.
So how are you attempting to hide now? You are in the sand. Are you like attempting to just like hit the deck and cover yourself?
Sure, let's go with that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a 20 on that one.
Okay. Coeli, it is your turn.
How rough is this thing looking?
That's looking pretty beat up.
Voice.
We can't hear you.
A big boy or a little boy?
What were those first words? We heard something about big boy or little boy.
Which one do I want to use?
An excellent question.
I would recommend, as a strategy, witch bolting Sharkmore. It's a great time. You get money. You actually get money out of it.
I don't have Witch Bolt, so I'll just have to make an Arcana check.
Okay. Yeah.
You'll have to see me
boy.
first.
You know what? It might be overkill, but I'm gonna go with the big boy. Why not? Nah, wait, hang on. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the big boy.
You're playing with the big boys now?
Mm-hmm. With Shatter.
Ooh.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw.
That is a 10.
Does not make it. That is 12 damage.
12 damage. You cast your spell, bits of its flesh literally fly off in an explosion as it lets off a roar, but it still stands.
Well, I'm really glad I used a big boy then.
Oh yeah.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, Fern, you are up.
All right, I'm going to continue my move this way. So moved my 25, and since, though not conscious, I'm going to, since right next to Shockmaw, ask if they trust me and say that I was going to help with the next defense saving throw. I'd have to have a willing creature. So I'm hoping that this is a willing creature to take some resistance.
Aye, the enemy of me enemy be me friend.
You hear
All right.
that? You hear that coming from the sand.
All right, well, you can roll a d4 and add that number to your one saving throw of your choice. So, next saving throw, add a d4.
Nice.
I just love the good stealth roll, and then you start talking for your hiding place.
And I think that's all I can do for mine. That was... Oh, no, I have a bonus action. Never mind. See if there's anything useful at this point.
Yeah, as
No.
Pachi once said, once the light hits these hills in just the right way, they sing.
I'm actually going to pass
it's-
on that right now and just feel confident that I have helped my new stranger friend.
Okay. Unit 32, you are up.
Okay, so my hands come out of my arms again. I raise my right hand up and I clench my fist, at which point lightning shoots out again at the target for... Good God.
What are you casting?
I'm reactivating Witch Bolt.
Ah, gotcha.
And that is a 3, Jeff, so it wasn't the best I've ever done. Yeah, exactly. It was like this big dramatic thing where it went, and then it fizzles out just as it hits me. Like,
The worm literally breaks the fourth wall and goes, "Stop!"
yeah. I guarantee if that was attached to Sharkmore, it'd have been a 12.
Yeah.
12 wouldn't have hit me. Or was 12 the damage? Or was...
Yeah, 12 was
Okay.
damage.
Alexi, it is your go.
All right. Let's see.
And
if
the
we
beast
can-
is looking pretty darn beat up.
That is
Yeah,
a
really
17
feeling
to
that
hit.
3.
What?
17 to hit.
That hits.
All right. For just make sure I get the modifier correct. 13 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Smashingly.
Ha
You
Best
break out.
answer.
You break out a pot of tea.
Yes. Smash.
Your nose grows
Yeah.
very large. You grow a red mustache.
Yeah. I mean, my mustache grows red. I already have a mustache.
All right, so you wind up and
straight out.
feeling Storm is guiding your strike. You bring down into basically this other bite is coming towards you, and you smash into the top of its mouth, slamming the top half of its jaw into its lower half, all the way into the sand, and it does not move. Victory music plays.
Shockmo, are you okay?
You see Shockmaw pop up out of the sand. And it's I be fine now. A little groggy. Had to take a little nap there. The journey really tuckered me out.
Yes, I see. You, littler one. I'm not that big myself, but the littler one. Thank you for your help.
Smaller one.
Always here for a helping hand. Hello, everyone.
I would
Charlie's
like
gonna come and land on the sand.
I would like to message the newcomer.
Of course you would.
I don't.
So,
Leaning back towards you because I saw you shoot someone in this.
well,
Just reluctant introduction.
I'm a good distance away. You hear in your head a reasonably low-pitched robotic voice echo only in your mind that says, "Identify yourself, designation, and purpose."
Can you hear?
You can respond to me. It happens in your head, and you can speak back to me.
I
You
am
forgot the
completely.
tagline.
Apparently, you can get into my head, so I am just completely trusting, and I am Fern, and I am here to lend a healing hand, and have like little mental thumbs up. What was that thing? It's literally just healing, helping people.
I would like to message the newcomer again with, "I will be watching you."
You may reply
And I
to
just
this.
look around and just kind of hide a little bit shorter.
Shockmaw takes off his boot, starts dumping out sand. Remind me never to do that again. The sand gets everywhere.
I mean, I thought being a pirate you would like beaches and sand.
Well, that's the first time I've tried to hide in the sand. Normally, I just walk on top of it.
Yes, I see. But
Did
where am I
you
managed?
find it was rough and coarse and got everywhere, or were you not in there long enough?
No.
The sand was rough. And yes, it got everywhere. Can you not see the amount coming out of my boots? What be your name, little one?
I am Fern. What is your name?
I be First Mate Shockmaw the Dreadful. Perhaps you've heard of me.
It is okay if you haven't.
It's like, I kind of
Here's the question:
reluctantly
has she heard of me?
I don't know where you're from. Where would I have heard your name before? And I just go very nervous, feeling
What
like I'm
direction
so.
are you coming from? Coming from the south? You coming from the north?
Yeah, south.
She might have heard of me.
In the middle of the woods, though. I've been in the middle of the woods.
Yeah,
so...
she's probably not heard of you.
But I tried to be very polite and be like, yeah, I've heard of you. Are you doing better now?
Aye, well,
I like that Fern comes into the party, tries to be nice, and destroys him in one single go.
Ruin this man's whole career.
That's like a level 7 spell, isn't it? Emasculate person, I think.
I do be doing a little bit better. As you can see, I still don't quite have a ship, but I'm starting to build me crew. This here be Coeli, this here's Alexi, and that one over there, we call her Prima.
This way.
You, Fern.
And this here's Sonia.
I looked very impressed at Sonia.
Just wondering,
Most
has Sonia
definitely.
shrunk down yet?
She is not yet. She is still about 10 to 12 feet tall.
Yes. It's like you are very impressive.
Coeli's feathers go up.
She says your assistance seemed timely.
Yeah, that hiding worked really well.
Thank you. Like I said, I don't think I'll be doing that again. Too much sand.
Which direction are y'all going?
We be heading north. I need to pull up the map.
We should be like just off the river, right?
Yeah, we are just off the river.
Headed to Gareth, and then to the Isle of Diamonds.
Awesome. I am just wandering the lands trying to assist with anything. I'm just blindly wandering around, lending helping hands, and then wandering back.
See, well,
Are you... Is this a deception check, or...
No, I'm being overly honest. It's more of the overshare of rambling, of meeting.
Okay, because
They can check it if they want, but very overshare.
Well, I was saying, because you were actually headed this direction for a purpose. Remember we discussed...
Well, I have noticed some disturbances, and I am investigating from my land in the woods. It is reached there, and we are wanting to see what the cause is.
What kinds of disturbances?
For us in the forested area, it just started off small, but there is a discontent with the creatures of the woods from a distant land bringing their troubles our way.
it seems like Iron Crown is reaching farther and farther.
So it seems.
Seeing as everyone seems to be talking to the newcomer, and I'm still a good distance away and haven't heard any of this, I'm going to now walk towards the party and join them.
Well, you said you were a healer, correct?
I am indeed. I used to work on animals, but now other creatures. I can manage.
Well, a good ship needs a good doctor. What do you say to joining me crew?
That sounds wonderful. I'm tired of traveling by myself. It's very hard to be very tiny crossing the deserts.
I can imagine. For the record, Shockmal's like 6'3". Rather large. You can't imagine him imagining that.
Well, we've got a minute. I'm going to touch myself. And use the rest of my daily lay on hands pool.
I guess that kill was that good.
Yeah.
Tim's been playing too much Cyberpunk because it's really started to get
Really,
about
Alexi,
this
in
time, Sonia
public?
has shrunk back down to normal size.
I really never. No, go.
Just wondering, the way that this creature fell, could we still use it for
Shelter.
Shelter? Yes.
I mean, that's what you're trying to use the shelter as, because like it is on top of the sand at this point. So, like, you can use it as a wall, or if you're gonna like
You could
carve
use
it
it, like,
out, you
I was
I
gonna
can.
said,
say,
alternatively, could we carve it up and get some nice steaks from it or something?
You can certainly try.
Off like sleeping bags.
yeah, I was
Right,
gonna say we
yeah.
could tauntaun it.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and I take it it's a survival check.
So you're trying to get. So what you're trying to do? You're trying to
Trying to
tauntaun
make
it,
some
or you're just
food
trying
from
to
it.
get meat?
Meat right now.
Okay, then yeah, I would say it's a survival or a nature check. Your choice.
I'll go with nature because it's a +1 as opposed to a +0.
Okay.
That's a 4.
Okay. Shockmaw just starts hacking away at this beast and being like, "Got some meat. Got some more meat."
It's definitely more ground beef than it is steak.
Andrew, I would like
We got some
to,
scales attached.
as an inquisitive soul and an intelligent soul, not knowing much, I would like to examine the body, like open. I'm assuming there's like rents in it and stuff.
There is now.
I'm just gonna start. Yeah, I'm gonna start like without really looking at anyone or doing anything. I'm gonna start poking around inside the body to see if I can learn anything about how these creatures are, how they function, how they're put together.
Medicine check.
That is a 12 modified to an 11 because some of my stats are great.
Okay. You work out that it does seem to have a heart and lungs.
Okay, so it's a
and bleeds.
so it's definitely fully organic.
Yep.
Okay, and also now that I've been inside it, I will then say, kind of to myself, I will say, and I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
You smell?
I literally did that whole thing, found a reason to do a roll just so I could do that Star Wars joke. I thank you all. Right.
So Prima is
This is a
now.
very Star Wars heavy episode for us.
Prima is now.
I think at
covered
this
in
point
blood.
we've had a reference in every single one of our episodes.
We reference the sand one every single episode, but this is very heavy.
She currently looks like Carrie at this point.
Yeah.
Prima, are you okay?
I was examining the cadaver to figure out how this unit worked. It appeared to have been messier than my initial prediction.
I see. Well, do clean yourself off before we make camp for the night.
A worthy suggestion.
Excellent.
Which, as nighttime is setting in, I'm assuming that is your plan.
Yes.
Yep.
Real quick, this is for my notes. What did you introduce your character as? I'm sorry.
Fern, a forest gnome druid.
Yeah, I will make a note of that actually, just so I
So-
don't call you.
So describe Fern for us, and then we'll have everyone else describe themselves to you, so you all know what each other looks like.
Fern is about 3 foot tall, is kind of frumpy, wearing a knitted looking but still leather worked outfit, almost cardigan like, and has twigs all in her hair, like just disheveled hair bun, and just kind of looks a little bit squirrely, but squirrely and tiny. But I think that's it.
Okay. Let's start with Shockmaw. Feel free to describe yourself so Fern knows exactly what she's dealing with here.
Well, Shockmaw is a dragonborn, a blue dragonborn to be precise. He is very tall, very muscular. He's currently not wearing a shirt, but he is wearing like a jacket think very Captain Jack kind of deal, and you'll pretty much see Shockmaw. Think Captain Jack is a dragonborn,
All
and
right.
that's Shockmaw.
Unit 32.
So, I mean, do you want to do the normal people first, and then we'll get to the weird ones?
No, I feel it's better to start with the
Okay.
weird ones.
I was about to say we started with
Okay.
Shockmaw.
All right. So,
So I'm hearing is we're going to
in-
end with me, because I'm the only normal one.
So, stood in front of you is a 6'5", half a ton warforged that has essentially the inside of it. I'll explain how it works. Is inside of it is a core that is like a piece of technology that
We
gives
just
it.
need appearances right now,
Yeah.
Sam.
Gives
This
it
is
magic
just what
of
she
death.
sees.
Okay, so
just
just
what
what
she
you see.
sees.
Oh, just what you see. Literally. Okay, then it's going to be even weirder. There's no context.
No context
Okay.
to it.
No context. Ignoring how it works, then you see a large metal thing. I don't know if you know what a warforged is. That it's. Imagine. This is really hard without explaining it. Imagine a statue of the idealized female form from like comic books and or paintings and or like that. But imagine if you saw like what would be the most beautiful woman ever, but instead of going, oh wow, that's amazing, it looks weird because it's a statue.
Very uncanny valley.
Yeah, it's a very uncanny valley
Okay.
vibe you get
And
from
I
it.
know this is being very specific, but as far as Mona Lisa or Jessica Rabbit, as far as
Yes.
the perfect.
Probably
Jessica
the
Rabbit.
Jessica
Okay.
Rabbit. Right, yeah,
Cool.
yeah, and its surface is like lacquered steel, so it's like white lacquered steel. There's inlay work all over it. Someone spent too long making this thing very intricate. It's got cogs and inlaid and serpents inlaid into it. Its eyes are black, like crystal lenses. There is white rings in it where its pupils would be. When it blinks, you hear the sound of a clock. It's like a sound. I'm trying to think what else is important. It's got jet black hair, very long, always looks immaculately kept. She never does anything to actually make it there. It just falls into place. Trying to think. Oh yeah, it's wearing very like stereotypically fantasy, like fantasy sorceress clothing, but it doesn't seem to pay any attention to that either. It
No,
just
unnecessarily revealing.
yeah.
I just woke up this way.
Yeah, well, because the thing is that you will understand is that she doesn't understand any of the aesthetic value of what it is she is. She just thinks this is how you're supposed to look when you're a sorceress because she saw one once and she wanted to be one. So, yeah, I'm trying to think if I've missed anything. Sometimes
I think
high
we got it.
heels. Yeah, I think I got it. Yeah. Sometimes
Kalali?
right now. Yeah, there you go. You go.
We can
I
describe
just
the
have
heels
to make
in a
this like comment about Prima. It's like Prima is Dolly Parton meets the sorceress from Dragon's Crown meets a robot.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
okay
That
with
was
that.
better than me. I was trying to get that. That did a better job than me, and I took 15 minutes.
I'm queen of concise. But for Coeli, you see a tall for an Aarakocra black bird that has this like blue and green sheen to her feathers. And you saw her using lightning magic before. That's kind of her MO is storm sorcery. So she has a little bit of crackle going on, and that's pretty much her big thing. Is she's her feathers will pop up and in times of distress, like when she was concerned that Sonia might flirt with Fern, she was like, "No, wait, my queen." So yeah.
And Alexi?
All right. So I'm the only reasonably normal one of us to explain. I'm a slightly over 4 foot tall dwarf, pretty broad as one would expect. Dark hair, dark beard, and mustache, with chainmail armor and a very large maul. And Andrew, I don't know if you have it in a place to put up, but we do have some wonderful character art by Mary Kane Art, who is doing eventually all the art for the stream.
Solid plug. She is great.
Yeah.
Yep, my plan is to, instead of replace piecemeal, I'm just going to replace them all at once, since I feel like they'll all get done relatively at the same time frame. So I'll just shift out the little 8-bit pictures with the more high quality art we were expecting from Mary Kate. Is that what you said?
Kane.
Kane. There we go.
Yep. But just
I see. I'm very familiar with you. I'm like, okay, I know dwarves. That
yeah.
is, I'm aware.
And then the last person who you see currently with them is a woman, about 5'9", very muscular, blonde hair that's shaved on one side and kind of long and braided on the other. Rather armored, and very, very solidly built.
And currently spoken for by half the party.
Only half?
Well, you and I haven't spoken yet.
Okay.
All right. So, is there anything you guys wish to do over your camp for the evening?
Sleep.
Shockmaw is dead, so he's gonna call it a night early.
In more ways than one.
After, of course, availing some of his tales to our new member Fern.
Okay.
Among them, slaying of the Kraken, slaying of rocks. And
make a deception check for me,
a
please.
deception check. Okie dokie. I don't know this one off the top of my head. I'm gonna have to look this one up. All right, that's decent. 15.
Okay, make an insight check for her. He sounds pretty genuine. These stories are pretty amazing.
Like, what's going on right to the south of the wooded area? You're from the south, right? Correct?
That's where most of these stories would have taken place, yeah.
Okay.
All these amazing things you missed while in your forest.
I know, just stuck in the forest.
All right.
I would like to use I think it's one of my final spell slots I have, to, around the group, including the newcomer, because I'm not nasty, I'm going to cast Alarm. The trigger for detection is anything humanoid.
I was say if you were actually nasty, you would just cast Alarm around Fern, just like.
I thought about it for the lols, and then I was like, no, she's been nice, and I have no reason to actually suspect her. So anyway, I'm going to get creepy soon, so I don't need to put an alarm around her. So I'm going to put alarm around the entire, like the rope goes around the entire party. The trigger is anything humanoid entering the thing, and then is Fern like bedding? Well, no. When Fern beds down, 3 meters away from her, facing her directly, I will stand. Just so you know, sorry, what's your actual name? Not Fern.
Kim.
Yep.
Kim. So Warforged don't sleep. What they do is they like shut down, but they're still completely aware.
I've actually had a Warforged captain before, so
okay.
I've had this creepy behavior.
Oh yeah, I will stand over you, like 3 meters away from you, and then deactivate and just be watching over you. I'm not like looking at you, but I'm looking over you.
At this point, you scared me because I have not encountered you before, and though others have variations, like, all right, I get birds, I get dwarves, I get dragonborn, robot. Is still very like I see it. I'm like, okay, everyone trusts her, them, whatever pronoun, but I still keep a slight eye.
Yeah. The weird statue robot is proving to be quite the acquired taste for everyone we meet, I think.
They trust you, so I trust the situation. You're still creepy.
I'm not entirely sure I trust her anymore after she shocked me.
Oh, at some point, yeah, no, we'll do that tomorrow. I will definitely apologise for that in character. It was not intentional.
Then, if that's it, you guys can all benefit from a long rest.
Alright.
As the hot sun begins to climb again the very next morning, you still have your little boat, which can conveniently hold 6 people.
How convenient. Just wondering, will it hold more than 6 people, or is 6 kind of the limit?
I mean, the fact that you have Unit 32, it would probably not be advised to test how many people you can put in there, but...
Riding a little bit low in the water, are we?
Probably not with the addition of a gnome.
I mean, we were before, too, but...
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, between Alexi and Fern, like, we can just put them one on top of the other and put a trench coat around them, and they're just one person.
Exactly.
I mean, probably about right.
Yes, we need to get another player playing at one of the halfling type races so that we can actually create the new class, which is 3 halflings in a coat. That would be so good.
Hey now, I'm a dwarf. That statement was...
I thought you were a rock star.
Units just being sizes, it's okay.
Okay.
All right, so it's going to take you guys about another 2 days of travel by boat. Is there anything you wish to do over these 2 days of lazy hot sun travel down the river?
I will speak to Shockmore at the earliest available opportunity.
Okay.
Preferably approaching from an angle that surprises him and also poking him.
I mean, you're in a boat, so...
Okay. Well...
Unless you're talking about, like, at camp.
No, below.
Oh, at camp. Like, the second he wakes up, I will just move towards him and I'll accidentally approach him from behind and, like, put a hand on his shoulder and, like, poke him to get his attention, because I've learned that people do this.
Prima, what are you doing there?
It appears during the last combat, my aim erred, and I may have accidentally, unintentionally, almost slain you. I would like to formally apologize for such. It was not my intention. Indeed, if I intend to kill you, I shall inform you beforehand.
Well, that is both very reassuring and worrying. But I understand that in battle sometimes these things happen. You know, a bolt goes awry or someone takes a knife in the back. These things happen.
You've been very understanding, and I appreciate this, and I flash a really big grin and walk off.
Still getting used to that.
I feel like you'd have a terrifying grin.
Yes, I'm imagining like Terminator style, where it's like, and then just walks off.
Just plastered.
Yeah.
All right.
Coeli is going to do some fishing.
Okay. So how are you like beak fishing?
Yeah, beak and talon fishing, the way birds do.
Okay. Make a dexterity check.
Not nature or survival.
If you want to do survival, I'll allow that.
I mean, I'm cool with dexterity. It's still going to be a shit roll, so it's 5.
You get very wet. You are unsuccessful at catching anything. You guys are very impressed with the show Coeli puts on as she dives for fish.
Really good at the whole dive bomb thing, but not so good at the catching thing.
Can I wait and observe, and then if she comes out, and then say to her and go, "Excuse me, Coeli, I noticed the activity you were performing in the river and wish to ask, was it a mating ritual among your people?
As Prima walks up, Coeli like kind of shakes the water out of her feathers a bit, so Prima gets like a little bit of like just water spray on her.
Which I will absolutely no sell because it will just run off me. It doesn't bother me.
And as you ask if it's a mating ritual, Coeli's just like, no.
Okay, I was merely.
That makes her wildly uncomfortable.
I am merely interested in learning the workings of my mortal companions. You have sated my interest. I appreciate this.
Shockmore hears this, just busts out in just a belly laugh. No, Prima, she be fishing.
See, then I have been misreading certain signs I saw between certain party members who shall remain unnamed. I'm using discretion.
We're so proud, Prima, because I'm assuming you said that out loud.
I did. All of that.
So proud.
With the finger in the air, yes. I'm using discretion.
Excellent. You are learning your...
Coeli will mimic her with the one feather and be like, appreciated.
I'll do a thumbs up because I've seen them before.
All right.
At some point during these 2 days, Shockmaw will distribute that 1,000 gold in the chest to everyone, including Fern and Sonia. So everyone gets 142 gold, and 143 is going to the pouch.
Okay.
The party chest.
Yes, the pirate chest.
No, the party chest.
Oh, yeah.
Fern shows up, gets 142 gold.
I know.
Part of the crew.
I have polished acorns to give you, and I just like go into my pocket and give you like very shiny acorns.
Why, thank you, Fern.
You can make a necklace out of that.
Shockmaw puts them in a pouch. I might be doing that in the future. Coeli, are you still our treasurer?
I don't even know anymore. You're the one that's been keeping up with the
I've been
money
keeping
so
up
far.
with it, but we agreed that Shockmaw was apparently not the one who's physically holding the gold.
Yeah, I think Coeli is still like the one who's like the party treasurer, but I don't think that Abby is our treasurer.
Yes. Coeli is the holder of the golder.
Holder of the gold. Yeah, the group gold is now 201 gold, 12 silver, 8 copper.
But yes, Fern, we do appreciate you traveling with us. The Isle of Diamonds is probably not our final stop. We are investigating what seem to be geological events around the world, the region at least. But I figured it might be nice for you to actually know what you're getting yourself into.
It was sent by my family to investigate something similar. Maybe we're looking for the same thing. It has devastated my forest and has changed some of our habitats in a very detrimental way. So hopefully it's the same thing, so it can both be resolved at the same time.
Certainly does sound like we might be on the same path, both in destination and by choice.
All right. Anything else you guys wish to take care of on your travel?
Hearing that Fern was pretty much sent by her family, Coeli is going to relate to that and is going to ask her about her family. How it's hurt her forest, all of that kind of stuff.
I give general information of that our family has been there for generations and has just started noticing strange changes, and that as prominent family members within our clan, it was felt to be our responsibility to bring a representative to help resolve the problem to save them. Is basically the gist I give you, and give you details about some crazy squirrels that have gone nuts.
How's the squirrels been crazy?
Oh no, just very pushed into areas that they would otherwise not want to be in because of the changes in the forest. I just see the squirrels and notice them. It's gonna be a very squirrel heavy theme apparently tonight.
Okay. So
Where's the squirrels?
At the end of two fairly lazy days, making your way down the stream.
Barely.
Life
is but a dream.
You find yourselves approaching the city of Kareth. As you approach by the river, you're able to see that it is a fairly busy port town, which is in quite a busy state at the moment. The harbor is quite active with ships and every morning, and people very busy working on docks. Begin to show up in your little.
Do the ships have noticeable flags of livery, heraldry, etc., or are they just general?
Many do. Many do seem to have the flag of the nation of Galvan.
Okay.
Do I recognize any of the other flags?
Make a history check.
Yes, sir.
You do not. They are all flags that are foreign.
Do they look like military vessels that are
Some do. Seems to be a mixture of military vessels, trading ships. Some just look like schooners that don't seem to have any particular purpose to them, but all is quite busy.
Is there a harbor master? The parent? Yeah, it's a parent.
Shawmore's gonna guide our little dinghy to first open spot he can find.
You were able to find one with such a small vessel. It's definitely designed to be moored at a proper port dock, though, so you have a little bit of fun and games in getting onto the pier. Fern and Lexi will be assistants.
We got enough rope and Shawmore's strong enough.
Pulse me!
All right.
Don't tell the elf.
After some shenanigans, you managed to get everyone on the docks. Where you can see now, the direction on the dock, you can see a mixture of crates being moved off of vessels or on the vessels. There are a fairly large number of soldiers moving back and forth.
they all look like Galvan basic soldiers?
For the most part, yes. There are people that are in kind of regular, everyday clothes, but the majority of people seem to be taxed with official clothes.
And from my own mental admin here, these are the same kind of soldiery as the ones we slew when we went zombie.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Noted.
After everyone gets off the boat, I'm gonna kind of get it up under the dock so that someone else can dock their ship.
Okay. For the harbor master?
Yeah, some sort of official somebody.
Okay. You make her the first person who appears to be directing people. He kind of stops, looks, and goes, yes, what is it? I'm very busy. What, are you coming, going? What's going on?
Coming across a small ship down at the end of that pier there.
He looks and goes, I don't see a ship. What are you talking about?
Boats. Small boats that look red.
Do you bother looking back as you're saying this?
I like turned and pointed at the pier.
It's hidden. Pirate.
All right. Here's silver to Dr. Diggy.
Excellent, fantastic. Here you go. I'll give him 2 silver.
Okay.
And a hell of a story for the pub.
Speaking of pubs, Shazma's gonna go looking for an inn or a pub where they can stay the night.
Some sort of inn or place to stay.
As well, the two in town and the frothing honor and the spit and shine. Everything going on, you'll probably find more empty rooms and space at the spit and shine. Gives you directions.
Fantastic.
How does this unit address the unit stood in front of me?
Kind of gives you a weird look. He goes, my name is Duso.
Designation Duso. It is nice to meet you. This unit has a question for you.
Yes.
This unit recognizes much of the soldiery as a type it has encountered before. Why is there so many of them here, and what is their purpose?
No, well, I'm not privy to military maneuvers, but from what I understand, they're planning to make some sort of large push westward. So I need to get all of the civilian ships out of here to make as much room as possible.
Out of my own curiosity, exactly where westward?
I don't know.
Okay, I was merely curious. I don't think I have any further. Maybe.
You should have one more question.
We're getting to that.
Okay.
But you haven't asked anyone that yet,
I
so...
try to think of the useful stuff before I have to do the main line.
You
I might say
insist on prodding him to say.
there is no prodding needed. It's literally written. I will show you in my notes at the top. It says Mermaid's Rest. Mention it every conversation. That's my actual notes.
Worried.
You did not mention it.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't mentioned the Sonya yet. I don't think you mentioned the Sonya either.
That's because I haven't really spoken. I mentioned the Sonya.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, you just stared at me while I was sleeping.
Yeah, Fern's ringing you, so I'm definitely just being really weird to her until I trust her.
In the aging phase of stalking, he's just in the watching phase.
Yeah, right now, yeah. I've got to make sure I understand what it is she is. Also, you'll have to forgive me, I've never seen a gnome before, so I'm not entirely sure if you're not clockwork. So, you know what I mean? I'm fairly certain if she had more of an imagination, 32 might be not entirely convinced she hasn't just made you up. So,
Just computed the wrong size.
yeah, I have a glitch, I just need to...
She did appear right after you had that calibration error, so...
Good point. This unit has one further question. The Isle of Diamonds, what do you know of it?
Well, normally it's quite the site. Usually people fancy themselves old adventuring types and go off and they make fame and fortune. I've got to say, most people doesn't really work out on that. But after the event, almost two weeks ago now, it's been pretty dangerous waters heading north. We've had to make sure people stay pretty close to the coast, leaving port from here. The sea's been very, very treacherous.
You mentioned it not working out for adventurers previous to the event. Why was this?
So I've heard out myself. People always said it was sort of monsters, magic, something like that. That's why when many captains have seen the large, I guess, diamonds from the deck of their ship, not so many people have really come back from setting foot on the island. Now, I don't think many people even can set foot on it.
It's not for curiosity. Captain's important now. Have come back from the
I don't think so off the top of my head. Most of the captains kind of given up their trade for the time being. Most of the word is their ships are being commandeered or landlocked until further notice.
Thank you. Time. The spits and shine, wasn't it?
Yes.
What was the name of the other tavern?
The Frothing Otter.
Frothing Otter. Well, you know I'm going to have to visit there.
Let's have otters.
Yeah,
I love
otters
otters,
great.
and I like froth, so you know what I mean? This is like the combination of like cappuccino and sweet animals.
Do you say
Well-
this out loud? Because I feel like
No, that was a Sam thing. Prima definitely doesn't say sweet animals and cappuccino.
Please don't eat the otter.
No.
Yeah, nothing goes better with a cappuccino than a sweet animal.
Yeah.
So while
Okay,
they're having this
Valentina.
conversation, Shakma is kind of looking around at these goods and trying to find if any of their goods are illicit goods.
A perception check.
Can
Okay. Can't really tell. Everything just looks like a busy hubbub with various crates, barrels, loads of goods being moved back and forth. There's a lot going on. It's hard to pick out any of your usual trademark shady ways of moving goods.
I do want to ask, a little bit after hearing that they might be planning a westward expansion, if there's any news from the mountains to the west, like in between Elmos and the, was it Fire Dragon Mountain?
They're actually the Harbor Master.
Yeah, just if there's any news coming from that direction about all of this.
Well, I mean, there's always the news of various bits of resistance against the new regime, but for the most part, haven't heard anything particular. I think they're more headed farther west.
This unit has one final question before I shut the board. Have you heard of the Mermaid's Rest? It is the greatest food in all of the land. some minor beings tried it, and they said it was excellent.
I don't know that I have, but I guess if I ever find it, I'll take that up for advisement.
Excellent. Proprietor insisted I tell everyone. I'm going to start walking away immediately. I'm going to hang it there. I'm going to hang it there, and then I'm going to literally. Also, my heels will have definitely been popped up to do that, and I'm just going to like about face and start walking out.
Okay.
Do you have retractable heels?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, they just go fun. Like my posture changes to like very demure.
You go
even
0
though
to dolly real quick.
yeah, exactly. And then at some point during the night, we'll start hearing like that. And we'll just get into it, you know what I mean?
Alright, so you're all heading to the spit shine? Okay. You find your progress.
Coeli,
Go ahead.
as we're walking, Coeli is listening for any bits of information that have to do with the soldiers going west or any news coming from the west, because she's trying to kind of like see if her family's doing okay without like asking. Oh, you did not betray me. Yet still, that is what is my bonus? Oh my gosh, 21.
During your experience, pick up basically little like snippets of conversations like you did, nothing, no like solid bits of conversation, but you're able to pick up mention of Shooting Star being particularly active. You're able to pick up the term Astool, mentioned by several people. And you get a sense that a lot of the soldiers are more worried than excited about what they're about to do.
Also on the trek there, Shockwell is going to keep more eyes out for illicit activity. It's a port. He knows there's something going on.
Okay, make another perception check for your travel.
That's a 21.
So you don't see anything that stands out as any illicit goods, but you do see some people in attire that is more akin to what you're used to seeing on board the ship.
Some pirate ships, perhaps. Do I see them in any particular location?
No,
Or are they just kind of spread out?
In passing, like they seem to be. Some seem to be headed in the same direction you are. Some others are just kind of like hanging out by the shoreline, not near the actual dock, just by the side of the road, where you can still see the water.
So
I'm just following behind. Try to keep up with all of this stuff. Just kind of a couple of paces faster.
are you actively struggling?
I'm just like paces. Used to it.
'Cause if not, Shockwell was about to put you up, put you on his shoulder.
Oh no, I'm keeping up. It's just every stats for 5. I'm used to this in real life as well.
And confirm.
Sundry, this just looks very plunge and very.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I wanted to look at her like as surreptitiously as I can. So probably something like this. I wanted to see how she was responding to what was going on.
Yeah, she just seems to be very attempting to keep a low profile, but it's very much uneasy.
Is she as on edge as she was when we were in Iron Crown, or is she at least seemed to know a little bit?
Still on it. That one seemed more like nerves of going through what she wanted to do. This is more like worry about being found out because there's little artifact going on around.
I feel like it's intentional feeding to do so, but I also feel like it's a thing I would do. Just to be like, Sonya seems agitated. What is this?
Because I don't trust you.
Who are them?
I kind of lean over and whisper, "It be the soldiers. She doesn't like the soldiers."
Hold on, I'm going to message her instead and be like, apologies, I'm using discretion. Who are they?
The only response you get back is she kind of picks up her face.
Okay, I look just confused. And also, by the way, I'm very much during this whole period of transit, very much walking in the prettiest manner I can manage. Like, hand extended, looking like sauntering as a 6'8" war machine.
Okay.
So do we get to the Spit and Spittle?
Spit and Shine, yes.
Spit and Shine?
So the building looks like it's been largely formed out of bits of driftwood and broken ship vessels. You can make out like parts of a hull here, the bow beam of a ship here. It's very ramshackle, but is still a fairly grand-sized building.
This looks like a place I can get behind.
You can. Indeed, you could get behind it. All you would have to do is walk down the alley, and the rear of the building appears to be located towards the side of it. I wouldn't recommend doing it, though. It seems like the front entrance is here, and to do so would be illogical and inefficient.
It's phrase.
Literally, Prima takes everything.
Prima, it be a phrase.
Speaking of the entrance,
It means I like the idea.
I'm going to kind of hustle up and open the door for Shock.
Wait. Prima, make an entrance.
Please.
Sonia pointedly steps away from you.
Okay, I will make an entrance in my customary style. I open the door very gently and
I've already got the
walk in.
door open. I am
right.
to get open.
Oh, in which case I walk in and very regally look around as if I'm surveying my subjects, and then walk to the bar.
Inside, you see there's a decent number of tables, all of varying heights and sizes. Again, looking like they were put together from spare bits. The clientele, none of them seem to be soldiers. They seem kind of rough and tumble individuals for the most part. Largely unwashed, unkempt people. Behind the bar, you see a female dwarf.
Is there any reaction at all to the Prima entrance?
Everyone kind of turns and watches for a little bit, and then goes back to their own discussion.
Shaka stomps in. Prima, come on now. You turned their head, but you didn't get their attention.
I would like everyone in this room's attention, please.
Well, people turn to look at you. Most don't.
I must warn you that I appear quite demure, but I'm thoroughly armed. Continue about your business.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that.
What the rest of you doing?
I kind of go close to the bar. The dwarf barkeep is. I don't order anything yet. I just kind of go closer to the shorter side of the bar table.
Okay. As you approach, she kind of gives you a bit of a stink eye, and then after looking you over, goes, "Where'd you're one of those damn dirty halflings."
Damn!
What does it have against the halfling?
Nasty halfling says.
I'm a little taken back, but nope, no, and just sort of go back into the little corner of I'm not used to that type of hatred in the forest.
I would like to ask her out loud, like, why does it hate the halflings? I prefer to her as is. That's right, I do it.
Well, you can't trust the nose lying or cheating and trying to get one over again. Never trust a halfling.
Noted.
I don't know if you should note that. I whispered to them.
Information.
Yeah, like this, because I can't whisper to it.
You feel a tugging on your sleeve.
In which case, you then hear, like, it just go, okay, noted, citation needed.
In interlay format.
But, so can I get food, drink, rooms for the night? Information?
Information would be useful to me. This unit does not eat nor drink. The mortals do.
Berry wine, as always.
Some ale. For shots.
That potato booze.
Does Fern want to add a usual drink to this?
I am going to be more very. I just want a half pint equivalent measurement of something. And he's like, ale. That sounds like something that I would have. And very
Fellow ale drinker. I knew I liked you.
it's bubbly and gold. Brown.
That'll be 2 silver
Vodka?
for all the drinks.
I've got
It feels.
2 silver.
Meals, your choices are dried shrimp with artichoke or roasted carp with lentils.
I'll take this.
Trent?
Shrimp on carp.
Lentils. Carpet lentils.
Okay. 2 carp, 1 shrimp.
I'm just laughing every time Tim tried to say calm, it's like everyone would wait for someone to speak and then he'd speak and someone would boom blasted over him every time. It's happened 5 times now. It's great.
Oh, to talk over him.
So go ahead, Tim.
The carp, please! Push him.
What is Sonia eating and drinking?
Shrimp with the shrimp.
She's not drinking anything?
When she orders the shrimp, I want to look really, really closely at Coelli's face.
Coeli is just like, what did you do?
I want to say quietly, noted.
So the total or the meal is going to end up being 3 silver, 5 copper for everyone.
If we add on.
Well, that's total, so it's not even. It's total.
I'll add the 5 copper to it. So I got the meals today. Alexi did ask about rooms.
It's okay, don't mind me. I
He's just being cut off. Alexi's short open here. How do you say I'm short bartender?
It's because there's a bar in between them now. You're shouting.
How many rooms are you looking to get?
Hey, how many bits are there?
I'm curious how you're breaking up 3 beds into 6 groups.
It depends on how many beds are in each room, actually. Find that out.
She says there's 1 bed per room.
5.
Someone's getting a Warhorse light stand.
I really don't want to be stared at while I sleep, so
You,
I have my...
you may not be given the option.
Alright, so 5 rooms, that would be just over 5 copper.
Alright, thank you. Oh, sure, don't cut me off when I'm paying.
I was about to say something and I saw you open your mouth and I very much did not.
I just caw every time you open your mouth. Like, that makes you feel better.
Have we received our things yet?
Nope.
Our food and drink?
The food is currently being prepared. Your motions that you're welcome to take seats while you wait, unless you have anything else she can help you with.
This one has questions.
You mentioned
Sorry.
in...
You guys, I talk over everyone. Someone else talk. Tim, go. You keep getting ass blasted over here. You go. Your turn. You're quite quiet, I think, is why it keeps happening.
You just did it again!
Come on, Tim. Let's hear it. Come on. Be a professional now. Come on, mate. It's really hard to hear you, Seal.
You mentioned a 4th thing. Information. Yeah, try it now, Sam. I'll just Shatner my way through this.
I want you to get that on a t-shirt, please.
I'll just Shatner my way through this.
That's how it'd be first t-shirt. I'll shatter my way through this.
Alternatively, save comments?
She says, what kind of information are you looking for? Everything has a price. Ah, Death Wish had me.
Yes, it is my greatest hope.
It'd be a personal hobby of mine too.
Terrible.
I die every weekend.
I understand that what perils
I don't know that you're going to find anyone willing to head that way, but maybe your best bet would be to go talk to Seed.
where is Seed?
Seed, he's a captain of one of the ships, and he's expressed a lot of disdain for people trying to take his ship away, so he might be willing to let you guys take it out just to spite the powers that be.
mentioned before.
We talking physically or emotionally?
Yeah.
Physically at the moment, like are we sitting at a table together and having a conversation or still at a bar?
I know Alexi and myself are still at the bar. I don't know if anyone else has moved to the table yet.
I don't think many of us moved.
Okay, just still at the bar. I'm kind of asking us, since we're in the same group, if the choppy waters are an environmental impact of what's going on, if that's something that changes. And I'm asking y'all, not just the bar people, or whatever.
Well, they're always... Sorry, I thought you were finished your statement.
Oh no, just in the general, maybe the choppy weather that has changed is due to the impact that we're searching for. We're trying to find a very environmentalist impact to this. That my character would assume it is involved.
Given Coeli's travels and original proximity, would you have any idea?
I would say both Coeli and Shockball would be somewhat familiar with what the sea was like in this region beforehand. And it was not very treacherous when both of you were ranging the seas.
Oh, there always be waves and storms out at sea, but the northern seas were generally known for their mildness. It's very possible that this could be part of the impact.
Take that back. My character face.
A line of inquiry only. The event keeps being mentioned. You were nearby when the event happened, correct?
Oh yes.
Please elaborate.
Oh, well, it was sudden. There was the most deafening crack and a massive wave slammed into the town. A lot of the structures near the shoreline directly destroyed. A lot of people got injured. We could see an explosion of light off to the north in the Isle of Dean. Still not sure why. That was about when the bad season started as well. So some people originally went to investigate shortly afterwards. And there's been a couple noble adventuring types that felt that it was their mission to go investigate, but haven't really seen any of them come back.
Further question. The Isle of Diamonds, so I know here, how visible is it from here? Like, the Isle? Is it, I'm imagining, like, say, a Tenerife type deal from the Canary Islands where you can see it in the distance and you can see the stuff, or is it no?
Because we Americans definitely know what that looks like.
I mean, that's fair, but I'm struggling to think. Okay, like Catalina Island.
You definitely described it well enough. Like, can you see it from where we're at?
As in, like, if you look on the horizon, you can see, like, on a nice clear day, you can see the other islands and the Canaries, but it's not, like, so near that you can see any detail. You can just literally see, like, the shape of the country.
There is an island there.
Probably not, because it's about 60 miles of open sea, so
Yeah, okay, so
probably not, but you got a pretty high vantage point.
Yeah, okay, so because my question was going to be, I mean, I'll try it. Before the event versus after the event, what changed about the Isle of Diamonds? Where did the damage seem to happen?
Well, I don't know what happened on Island itself. It's been dark moving clouds. Some of the captains strayed a bit too close, talking about seeing strange lights in the sky above.
Can I make an Arcana check to see if my arcane knowledge can figure out anything about what I've been told?
So what are you actually trying to do?
Like,
what are you hoping Arcana will tell you?
And whether that kind of change has been caused by, say, a spell, or an accident, or some kind of magical disaster, or something I might recognise, perhaps like a Colossus core exploding, or something.
Make an Arcana check.
Never mind, that's 30.
You believe that it is probably magical.
Yeah, that seemed obvious. I was hoping to get down to the spell, but never mind. Okay, cool. Well, good job. I mean, at least I'm able to tell the obvious, so that's a good place to start. Okay, I have no further questions. Oh, actually, no, I do have a further question. And it's not that one. What is the dwarf's opinion of the king?
Ooh, that's a dangerous question. Oh, that's a really good
You
question.
talk about that Kubrick fella.
Correct.
Some rerun there. It can be good for business sometimes, but don't really hear much coming out of that whole iron crowd that he's built. He's actually been pretty quiet since his boys first rolled through here about 30, 40 years ago.
Quiet how?
Oh, never see him come out of his city. He was real proud of being in front of his army back when he was doing his whole conquering, but now don't really see him show.
Actually noted.
Oh, yeah, I'm writing that one down.
Roughly in a time frame, how long has that absence been noticeable?
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I only saw a brief glimpse of him when he came through here. Him in all his conquering glory. Which I will say, he is a handsome fellow. He's close. I'm sure time will be too nice to you.
Calling it now, Calendar Sword Bard.
And just for my reference, how long ago was that?
She said 30, 40 years ago. I guess the closest you could call it an ambassador would be the tax collector.
I have one further question. Have you heard of the Moment's Rest? It is indeed the finest establishment in all of, I need you said Runeterra, Etheria.
She at first listens intently, and then as you say that, looks very offended.
You seem offended. This unit does not understand why. The proprietor is insistent I tell everyone.
Well, if that establishment is so good, then you can go ahead and go find it.
It's a good distance away. I came here for a purpose.
Unfortunately, that she turns and walks away.
I seem to have annoyed this one.
By this time your food is arrived.
Just wondering, does she bring us the food?
No.
First of all, no one told Prima why she was upset.
Because people gotta see me do it again.
Also, I feel like, from what I know of Prima, even if we did explain it, Prima would still continue.
Now, to be fair to Prima, she has been getting better.
I do listen. It's just
Things
that
are
you don't
noted.
When you don't direct it, I can do it.
We're going to take a brief minutes here. take a 15-minute break to allow people to get snacks, drinks, special food. And we're back. Yeah. Definitely needed to actually be able to hear our voices to officially.
Minor details.
All right, so you've all enjoyed your meal. The shrimp and carp were decent.
How were the lentils?
The lentils were actually pretty good.
How about the artichokes?
You what
Less
now?
good.
Yeah, they're artichokes.
Oh man, I've had some artichoke dip that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's artichoke dip. That's mixed with like sour cream and shit.
That's good because of the other things in the dip.
Uh-oh.
I'll give you.
I enjoyed the lentils. That was the best part.
If you drink my tea, I'm going to be very upset.
Alright, so what is y'all plan of action now?
How
What
big
time of day is it actually?
It's kind of early, late morning, early afternoon. It's probably around 11 or so.
How big of a town is it?
Fairly sizable.
We've got someone in chat saying that the background music is really loud compared to our voices.
That's what it said. I'll turn it down more.
Alright, let us know if that fixes things, please. In the meantime. How big is this port town?
It's pretty sizable. I don't know, director wanting like square footage.
What was the name of the captain? That
Seek.
Okay. Did we get a location of where to possibly find said captain?
No.
I would imagine the docks, but
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
So
like, worst case
we-
scenario, we can probably find him at the
yeah,
other
ask
end.
around. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much, just going forward. If people are in the same business as the mermaids'
Rest.
yes, you may not wish to tell them that it is the finest establishment.
My bad, it's Mermaid Song, but
Yeah.
Okay. Adjusting values appropriately.
or you could continue to do it because it was hilarious.
Noted.
Shock one's priorities.
Would I be able to ask anyone about if there's a shop that deals in Arcana, Mage, yeah, etc.?
You can ask.
I'm hoping to start with. So I will start with the very nearest person I can see that's not the bartender because I am with them.
Okay. You walk up to the nearest table. A couple of rather rough, not like scarred, but just generally dirty-looking people kind of look up from the table at you and kind of look a bit confused at what they see before them.
Yep, that's pretty standard. I just brush that off and say, "Greetings. What do you know of a shop that sells arcane devices and/or scrolls?"
I said, I don't know anything like that around here. Think you might be out of luck, friend.
Very well. Thank you for your time. And I walk off.
So should we go try and meet with this Sieg fellow? See about getting his ship tracked to the Isle of Diamonds, or is there anything else we need to do here in town?
How are we doing on supplies? We've had a rather long journey.
Oh yeah, we probably do need to provision for the Hello, cat.
I feel like my character very much wants to like make a checklist while we're doing this, just observing and like rating. Like we're gonna do this. Then what kind of equipment do we need?
No, that was a question for you, Andrew. How are we doing on supplies?
Let's see, I mean, the only thing that you would have been hit pretty hard with on the travel would have been water, but as happenstance has it, Fern came extra prepared because she was trekking across the desert the hard way.
And I just happened upon. So we have quite a bit of water right now.
Okay. All right.
10 pounds.
She's weighing her water. That's when you know you've made it.
Yeah.
When you're weighing your money, when you're weighing your water.
Yeah.
Off the river we just came down
I have
that
my
we can refill.
checklist. I've come prepared. So we have water. If it's pretty treacherous, is there anything that we're gonna need as far as assistance with getting across a bumpier bit of water for supplies? Just the ship, nothing else?
Well, I imagine it'll be part of our fee with the captain of the ship.
Alright. Then, check.
Unless you want to bring some rope or something to tie yourself to the mast.
Check. I'm taking everything very seriously, just writing everything down.
Line
I
of
love the
inquiry.
image of this little gnome with twigs in her hair and a little like preparation
Little
checklist.
notebook. In reality,
We've
I'm
got an
just
intern.
literally just
I've
doing
never gone on
checks.
an adventure before. I want to make sure I have everything. My mom
I
packed
just
my
wanna
lunch.
make sure. It was acorns. I enjoy acorns.
Her mom packed.
Both jewelry and acorns.
Line of inquiry. Why would a creature tie itself to the mast of a vessel?
So you don't fall off. Generally, if you fall off in a storm, that's death.
Right. Can I insight check him to see if he's having me on?
Sure.
Two.
You have no idea.
In fact, you might actually think I'm having you on.
I 100% believe him, in fact, and you're going to regret that.
Alternatively, if there is a creature like a siren with mind-affecting abilities, if you're attempting to not be drawn overboard into the churning depths of the sea, it can be helpful as well.
I have a quick question for DM. Are sirens in this particular world the bird-like kind or the fish-like kind?
Technically, both varieties exist. Those harpies do have a sort of siren song, as do the mermaid-esque variety.
I was talking about, like, you know, bird sirens, not harpies, since those are actually kind of different. But cool.
I see you've heard the tale of Odysseus. He was a member of me crew. Back on the Lady Dread.
I rolled a 2 for insight, I believe it.
Considering this is like an ancient story, I find this very unlikely.
You know how when these tales travel, things get altered. It wasn't really all that long ago.
I want to know if this is a real creature. I don't think that my character has any idea if they're telling me the truth or not about the tales of sirens.
Okay.
Because I am fascinated.
I love how many ill-informed people we have in this party.
I know, I'm just like, what is this?
Yes, shall we go see Sieg and assess what you'll need from there?
Let's
Excellent, let's go.
Yeah.
let's make way.
Okay. How are you going to go find Z?
First, I'm going to make an exit.
First, I'm going to approach the bartender.
Okay.
I apologize for Prima. She does not understand figurative speech very well. This is a lovely establishment that you have. We're very grateful for the services you've provided so far. And I was wondering, could you point us in the direction of Sieg where we might find him?
I don't know where you'd find him at this moment. I'm definitely not his keeper, but I'm sure if you go check his boat, someone will be able to tell you where he is.
And what is the name of the ship?
It's called the Ghost Widow.
Ghost Widow. Thank you so much, and again, our apologies for Prima.
I'm assuming I don't.
You gotta admit, it was
Oh, no,
kinda funny, though.
I went up by myself. I am
Yeah,
not.
I definitely don't get it.
Oh, you didn't bring Shakma with you?
No, I did not bring any of you knuckleheads.
Probably a good thing.
Are we exiting the door? I'm kind of walking in that general direction, ready to set way.
Stockmall might be exiting the window, but yeah.
So is it like a saloon door, or does it only open one way?
It only opens one way.
Alright. I guess I'll exit normally. Throw open the door, stomp out.
Wait for the. Is there a chimney question, or like? So is there like a gaping hole in the ceiling that I can climb my way out of?
How many chandeliers are there?
Yeah.
Stockmall, how many times have you kicked a door only to find out that it does not open that direction?
Oh, more times than he can count.
So
Although
at least 2.
Most doors do open inwards, though. But it's happened at least a dozen times. You have to learn which doors are which.
I'm quite assuming that his experience has taught him which doors are kickable, and that's basically one of his specialist skills.
Yeah, he knows what it hinges on.
I have proficiency in door kicking.
So where are you all headed?
The docks.
Good.
Okay. You are easily able to retrace your steps from earlier.
Alright, and like to see if I can't track down the ghost widow.
Okay.
I will assist.
Through making your way, navigating the somewhat treacherous dock environment at the moment, and asking some people for directions, most of whom seem very put out that you are interrupting them. They do direct you to the Ghost Widow, which leads you to this two-masted vessel. It looks like it's seen better days. It's kind of got some fishing nets hanging off the side of it. It definitely looks like it could use a new layer of paint. The Ghost Widow writing on the side of it is not perfectly even, and looks like some of the paint is chipped away.
Hail, Captain C.
You just shout out
hollering
Shotma?
Yep.
Okay. At first, there's no response, and then this person kind of walks up on deck, kind of rubbing their eyes, and is like, "What do you want? We're not letting anyone on.
We're looking to hire you.
What do you mean, hire?
Why are we shouting? Come on down and we'll talk.
Well, I don't know you.
We're looking to hire your ship. Or be ye Captain Sieg.
I'm not Captain C.
Where be the captain of this fine vessel?
Probably bottom of a bottle somewhere. What do you mean you want to hire the vessel?
I think it'd be fairly obvious. We want to give you coin in exchange for passage.
He looks a bit wary. Looks around and goes, the captain already said he's not working for the government.
Do I look like government worker to ye?
Yeah, I mean, they come in all
Corelli
shapes and
looks
sizes.
the ragtag team and is like, seriously?
I would say that when he says not working for the government as well, even Unit 32 will look at him, look at herself, look back at him, and say, I am unsure if you're intentionally obfuscating, or if you truly believe I might be one of the people surrounding me. I assure you, I am carrying far more weapons on me than they can.
That probably didn't help us, Prima.
He's like, he eyes you, goes, alright, fine, we'll go find the captain. He kind of disappears from view for a moment, and a couple minutes later, you see two other rather swarthy looking men, also looking a bit bleary-eyed as if they'd been asleep, kind of stumbling down the causeway. They give you dirty looks and then disappear off down the pier.
Just wondering, what time of day was it again?
Middle of the day, where you're probably now nearing about like noon.
I feel like Fern just viewed that situation, just went, that went well, and just like nodded.
As
Very
they go by, I go, what are you lads doing? It's past noon and you're still asleep? You should be out on the seas enjoying all her bounty.
So you're just chilling at the bottom of the...
If they leave the gangway up, I'm going up the gangway.
Okay.
Boarding the ship. And if I've got time, I'm gonna do some snooping.
What is everyone else doing as Shakma is marching up the gangway?
I will not go up the gangway because if it's what I think it is, I'll break it. So I'm going to stand close to it and just...
No, I mean, they're pretty sturdy. They're designed to be able to hold cargo.
Oh, okay, right. So it's not like the tiny little ones that they have with...
No, this isn't like a piece of plywood. This is like a...
Yeah, okay.
Now,
I had in
given
my
if
head the image of the single man gangway. So I was like, I'll snap that bitch in half.
It's not a gang plank, it's a gangway.
Okay, got you. Like a proper reinforcement.
Yeah, that's when can't eat oranges.
Having worked on ships, you get used to seeing those things break under the wrong pressure. So, yeah, okay, it's one of the big ones. In which case, I will... What would I do? I'll follow Shockmore, but I will stay a distance away from him and observe.
Okay.
I'm gonna be 10 feet behind him, watching. And as he's doing any snooping, if he is, I'm gonna follow him 10 feet behind him and watch him.
Alexi, Coeli, Fern?
I'm going to probably go all the way up and be right at the edge of the dock and the ship and just sort of stand there and kind of like middle ground and lean to see what they're doing on the ship. Like, I'm right at the threshold, just leaning, just seeing what's going on.
I am finding a crate or a barrel or something, and I'm just going to sit down there on the dock and let them get into their own trouble.
I am technically not on the ship. I'm just here on the edge. I'm fine.
Welly's gonna fly up and land behind Chakma.
Okay. So up on the deck, you see that there's the one man who you were speaking to before, who is still there. The deck is pretty clear. There's a couple bottles loose on the deck.
I'm gonna start looking around the ship under the pretense of checking its seaworthiness.
Okay.
That being said, I'm actually looking for contraband.
I will. How close am I to the individual that's still on the ship?
About 10 feet away.
So I can kind of chat and just like, pleasantries like, oh, how are you doing? Like just general. How's the weather?
Yeah, this is a two-masted boat, so the whole boat's only about like 20 or so feet across. So
also known as
I am absolutely doing forced small talk. Is what I'm doing. It's like, hello, how are you? How's the weather?
Had any good berries lately?
Looks like I noticed the bottles. Like, did you have a good night or a good morning? Which one? Or both? Not judging.
What are you doing, Shakma?
So my primary objective is I'm judging the seaworthiness of the vessel, but I'm also looking for contraband, both above and below decks, if I can manage to get below decks.
So make an investigation check.
It is a nat 20 for a 21.
Okay, that would be better if you actually got to do more. So you make a pretty good perusal of the top part of the deck, and as you start walking around, you can see where there is the access to lower decks, both for the crew and also the large grate in the center that would be able to access down to lower cargo decks. As you make your way towards the entrance to go below decks, the man who greeted you before kind of steps in your way and is like, "Whoa there, friend. Where do you think you're going?"
I'm gonna check the hull for leaks. Can't be going out to sea in a leaky boat.
That's very true.
No one said you're going out to sea, friend. We're waiting on the captain.
Listen, I can either do this now or do this later when your captain accepts our offer.
Well, then later sounds good to me.
Kind of look over his shoulder real quick. What is that? No, I'm not gonna do that. No. I really want to do it, but it's not something Shockmall would do.
Does the hull have windows?
No.
Damn it.
Fine. I guess we'll wait.
Okay. You
don't know why you're so uppity about me going down there anyways. What you got down there to hide?
It is not about hiding. It's about you're not part of the crew. And I don't recall giving you permission to come aboard.
He also didn't stop me.
So, you guys wait for around 25, 30 minutes or so.
Wow, they found him quick. He must have a regular drinking hole.
Yeah, his mouth.
I'm so glad. Given the two options he had, he chose that one.
Right?
You know what I mean? It could have gotten a lot stranger very quickly.
Butt chugging.
Is the
We went
name
to UT, Abby. Doesn't mean.
is the name of
you
my
have to
next
go
album? The name of my next album is now Butt Chugging, and you can't stop me.
That was the year I went there. You think I'm gonna forget that?
So, you see the two men
Also
returning
takes a type of fish.
with a very unsteady individual. He's got kind of a scraggly beard, also just kind of ragtag clothes. He is being very obviously helped by the two people.
I want to say, when I see him, I'll point at him and say, it appears his navigation system is faulty.
The man on board the ship says, only on dry land.
Well, let's hope so.
His internal gyro is damaged.
They bring him up the gangway. So Alexei and Prima are still on the dock.
Yes, because
I thought you were following Shotgun, Sam.
yeah, but as soon as he started to like try and do stuff that wasn't like needed stealth, I think I'm smart enough to know that I should back off at this point. I don't want to ruin everyone's fun. Yeah.
Much like my first impression with them, where I wanted to be very showy, when I happen to have like a natural hangover cure, like, hey, you mix these things together, this is a natural way, and just like already have something to help and be friendly as an olive branch.
You probably don't have it on you, but you can recommend a recipe.
It's more like, take
Chocolate
these things.
got
Do
one
I have
on
that
it.
knowledge?
It's not necessarily friendly.
Make a medicine check and see if you've had to come up with a hangover here in your past.
19.
You think you know a good way to solve that problem?
Guys, I have my first words, and I'm going to say this guy. They're going to be great. We'll have a great first impression. Is anyone near me, or am I talking
Hello
to
is
myself?
very ready to let Fern
All
take
right.
this.
Yeah. No, let's go.
So I kind of go in there very chipper and like, hi, I'm Fern, and then immediately recommend just like the best hangover cure of like, if you want to feel better, this is what you can do, and this is easy things to find in your own ship. And then present that with lemon for scurvy. And
Well, we don't know what they've got in their ship because they wouldn't let me below decks.
look, I'm just doing I'm giving them the recipe. They have to be like, someone can make it, or they can bring me the stuff and I'll make it for them.
The two men listen with kind of like nods, like, oh, all right, yeah, that's a good idea. The the man in the middle kind of looks at you bleary-eyed, then doesn't look at you, then looks at you again, and then kind of burps loudly in your face.
What was he drinking that night? Can you tell?
I mean, it would be like up here for me, I'm guessing. So it hasn't got to me yet.
May I
It would appear
ask
this one's brain is damaged.
an effect question? Lay on hands pool can cure a disease or neutralize a poison affecting a creature. Does booze count as a poison affecting a creature?
Technically, it does.
Definitely is a poison.
Yeah, but that would be like, that would not immediately sober you, because that's more of like, trying to think how that would work scientifically. Because
Did anyone on his crew like go to make this, or is this going to be one of those like, well, y'all can make it for him now, anytime now, and then?
Yeah, no, it would definitely clear his head a bit, because when he had his stomach pumped, not that I know through experience, but I have a friend that did, and he went from like pretty comatose to like reasonably well with it, because they removed the
And I mean,
I
theoretically,
think
by
it's getting it
magic
out of
means,
your bloodstream.
it's gonna get it out of the bloodstream.
Yeah.
Pardon. May I? I should be able to help with that.
They all look at you like, may you what?
I'm going to like put my hands on his face. Give him a little. There you go.
They look a little concerned. At which point your hands glow,
Yeah.
and the captain's expression goes from very clearly looking kind of off into the distance somewhere to being very aware.
Yeah.
At which point,
Pardon me.
We're just trying to help you.
he kind of leans back from you suddenly, shakes the other guy's off, and goes, "What are you doing?"
Hey, Captain C, yes?
Goes, "Yes? Why? Why do I feel normal?"
You'll pardon me. It's an old trick I learned from one of my mentors, but yes, we were actually looking to hire your ship for transit.
He says, "You want to hire my ship?"
Yes.
Look, and you've already okayed this with all the powers that be.
No. Decidedly not.
Although we do come on the mandate of one advisor,
Nope.
Alibas.
Nope.
Yeah.
So I feel the powers that be would be fine with our mission.
But we haven't cleared it.
He says, "So you're working with the government?"
I believe we intend to betray them at the first opportunity.
Shockmaw removes his hand from Prima's mouth.
Well, you're
because it
still up
obviously
on the
doesn't help.
ship, Shockmaw.
What's up?
You're still up on the ship.
I thought y'all came up on the ship.
No.
No, I'm down.
Oh, my
I'm
bad,
down
my
on
bad.
ruining everything. Yeah.
So, Prima is not entirely ignorant. We were headed to the Isle of Diamonds. When we came through Iron Crown, we were asked to also go to the Iron Diamonds, yes, Isle of Diamonds. Sorry, common is not my first tongue. It is,
So,
but,
as you're talking, he at first looks intrigued, then incredulous, and then just starts laughing.
yes, so this is amusing to you.
Like you're honestly trying to go to the island.
Yes.
You know what? I think we can work out an arrangement.
Excellent.
I will then say loudly, negotiation successful, technique logged.
I will take my trusty notebook and scribble that hangover recipe on a piece of paper and hand it to him and be like, for a more natural way to fix it, and then sort of scuttle away and say thank you.
He kind of looks it over and is
My
like,
essential oils.
Yeah, like here's a better way. Not better,
"Okay."
easier.
Here's a way that you can do it.
Yeah.
With ingredients in your own kitchen that I definitely don't actually have.
So, you're all moving on board the ship now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. He says, "So, you want to go to the island?"
That is the idea.
Gotcha. Are any of you familiar with sea travel?
It's two of us.
IB first made Shockmaw the Dreadful. Perhaps you've heard of me.
Your entrance down the gangway.
Well, they moved up the gangway, so they've encountered him. He says, I think I may have heard of you. You're the Kraken, right?"
Yes, I slain the Kraken. And me and my compatriots have slain a few rocks as well.
He seems a little incredulous, but doesn't say anything. He's like, oh, all right, well, I mean, it's good to know there's some nautically savvy among your number. Because I gotta tell you, I'm not going to the island. I have no plan to die this day or any other day. However, I'd rather see my boat at the bottom of the deep blue than working with these bozos.
Really tempted to say that can be arranged, but I don't think he'd take very kindly to that.
Well, that is the more likely of the two scenarios if we are allowed to use your ship.
If that being the case, I will allow you to take my vessel for the generous price of 200 gold.
How much do I have?
Well,
I
we
have
happen to have
160.
200 gold in the group.
Alright, because
In the party gold.
I would say, given that I really don't understand money or the need for it, and still believe that you can probably get things requisitioned for you, because I was in the military for 3 years of my 3 years alive, I will get my money pouch and hold it out.
As soon as I see you move, I will grab your arm.
I'm just going to look at you and go, this must be a mortal thing.
Perhaps you can allow me to take a look around the ship and make sure she's seaworthy first.
I can guarantee you, friend, she's seaworthy. She might not be all that pretty, but she'll sail.
I see, and this 200 gold, that would be for the ship?
To cover my losses. In case you don't come back.
And if we were to come back?
Well, then maybe I'd be inclined to give you some of it back.
A deposit?
We say to 100 gold and we bring you back some diamonds.
I don't trust her coming back, but go ahead and make a persuasion check, Coeli. Maybe you have that trusting face.
That is a 14.
Goose, how about 175? And you bring me back some diamonds.
130.
Make another persuasion check.
Ooh, 10.
I think 175 sounds like a good deal.
150?
No,
175.
That's alright, Coeli. Hey man,
I was waiting for the nat 1 so I can go 250.
Still, we need to make sure she can make it all the way. I had tried to do so earlier, but your boatswain here wouldn't let me in the hole.
Sam says that's what she said. Prima says nothing.
As well, he was doing his job.
And now will you allow me to do mine?
Have you handed over the gold?
We're not handing over the gold till we know it can make it.
Well, we can hand him the gold, then you can make your inspection, and if it fails, I'll shoot him, and I will say that out loud.
No, Prima does have a point here. Coeli, if you would, please.
Fine. She hands over the gold.
175.
175.
Alright, we got 26 gold left, plus some various changes.
Okay.
Because while he's doing that, I want to walk up to the captain and ask if there's a place, because I was told about the sirens, where the small folk can tie themselves up, because I'm genuinely terrified that I'm going to be attacked by this creature I did not know existed. Like, just as a general, like, oh, I have rope, where do I do this? And write down in my notepad.
He looks at you incredulously at first, looks over at the rest of you, looks back to the gnome, walks over, grabs some rope, hands it to you, and points to a mast.
And I just say thank you, and I walk away. This gnome is learning more and more every day.
Jacquemin's gonna go on his
Tour of the ship.
tour of the ship.
Of the Ghost Widow.
Again, primarily checking seaworthiness, but also looking for contraband.
Okay.
That's a 3.
Ship looks seaworthy. You find nothing of note.
I pop my head up. Everything looks ship-shape.
Excellent. Is there any cargo currently on board that we should be aware of?
There's note. We've been docked here for about 5 days straight. Been tried to offload everything we could to keep everyone taken care of. As I said, you might run into some difficulties when you pull away yourself, but where you're headed, no one's going to follow you.
We don't need roads.
Of course. And you may know this. If you were to have cargo that is mystical or magical in nature, would you sell that anywhere here?
I mean, you could. You're not going to find the best prices here. If you're looking to just sell something more exotic, you'll probably want to either head to Haven, or you're better off to hit up a port over in Castoul. That's the place where you're going to find the most people interested in magical things. Castoul or Dimonir, if you're willing to work your way around the crashing isles.
I see, thank you. But, it's a pleasure doing business with you. I hope to see you again soon.
I'll be amazed if we do, but best of luck.
Yes, that's it.
Him and the 3 other crew members depart the ship.
It appears Shockmore gained his longing wish. He is now the captain of the ship.
Well, she ain't much, but she'll do. It's good to be back on the water again.
I will walk up to Fern.
Didn't hear what you said.
I'm gonna walk up to Fern and ask her if she would like. Would the Fern unit like assistance in the application of her restraints?
And I kind of look like expecting sirens. Like, why do we need this right now? Very terrified that you are actually. I'm starting to trust you. Is there something dangerous in the sky right now? And I start to panic, and it's like, what's going on? Why?
I don't know anything about it. All I know is that I thought this is what people did on ships.
I scuttle just a little bit and drop the rope and go away.
I'm gonna pick up the rope.
Does Prima start trying to tie herself to the mast?
Well, yes, I am going to secure myself to a mast, but I'm going to also strike a pose like a figurehead.
Coeli will put a hand on Fern's shoulder and say, "Don't worry about the air."
All right, and so I kind of look up last time. I'm like, okay, fine. And should we tell her that there's nothing in the air? And point to the posed being.
Just let her go.
Okay.
I'm perfectly happy doing this.
It will be
I
fun.
know.
Has Sonya just been lurking nearby?
She was about to ask Shopma something, but then he left.
I think Shop
So do
might have gone below to he might have gone to the poop deck. Can I just say I was
This
way
session
more
are
proud
on
of
point.
myself. I was way more proud of myself for that one than I really should have been. That was like a 3 out of 10 joke, and I like gave myself props like it was 12.
I thought that was at least an 8 of 10.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like being generous on that one.
The bar is low.
If he 8 of 10, it could be a while.
Oh dear.
Like the door hinge joke and the poop deck joke are my two favorites this session.
I was trying to find a way of getting a reference to doing the Kessel run in 12 parsecs into the last conversation, but I really couldn't. I was like having to force it, and it didn't feel good.
Okay, Shopma's back.
Sorry about that. Broke the seal during break and had to go again.
So Sonya walks up to you and says and asks what she should be doing on board the ship.
Well, we need to be getting ready to go. We need to make sure we've got all of our supplies stored properly. I believe if we want to sneak out, we should be leaving in the night.
So we have all of our stuff with us. We never unpacked in our rooms at the. Okay.
But you did pay for it.
In fact, Sonya, come with me. We're gonna go get the boat that I hid, where our like massive supplies are stored.
Okay. So what all had you left on the boat?
The water that I had, if we had any left. The now empty chest. Probably some food and water, or some food as well. Because I know we had some. I don't know if we worked through all of it or not, but basically anything hefty.
Okay. When you get back to the boat, you find the empty chest is gone.
At least it was empty. Those darn pirates can never find someone to steal something proper.
Should have just taken the whole damn boat.
Exactly.
Do we have a winch on board the Dead Widow? Whatever it's called.
Ghost Widow.
Ghost Widow. I was so close. I'm refusing to make a note on that as well. I'm going to get it wrong every time on purpose.
There is no winch now.
That's a shame, because I was going to say we could have the thing on the side.
So we bring it up back around to next to the what is it? I'm actually going to write this down. What is
Ghost
the actual
Widow.
name of Ghost Widow?
It's the Asp Blaster 5000. Come on.
Do we have most of the? Did you get it there? We have most of everything we would need. Do we need to get any more water or anything else?
Yeah. Do we have what we need for our trek to the island and back potentially?
You have a decent amount. There is also some water still on the ship. They didn't go like purposefully empty all the cupboards and remove everything.
But is the ale gone? Or is the rum gone?
The rum is gone.
Why is all the rum gone?
Because they drank it last night.
Yeah, did you see the state of that guy?
Yeah.
Fair. Alright. So we get it back, get everything on board. And we're gonna go ahead and try and get the boat on board as well.
So how are you going to get the boat on board? Are you just going to try and like muscle it onto the dock, up the gangway, and put it on the deck?
We've got enough rope to tie a rope around it and potentially haul it up, right?
Yeah.
I would say you don't want to get the boat on board. You want to like tie the boat to like.
Well, yeah, but we got to get it up there. We don't want it in the water still.
Well, I mean, it's not worse to have it tied securely, like trailing, so that we can use it to get back.
Oh, gotcha, like a trailing boat. Okay.
Yeah, because getting that boat on the ship is hard, because that boat is fucking huge, and it will take up like the entirety of the top deck, which just feels like a waste of space. And also,
well, I had planned on like tying it off to the side. Not
like a sidecar.
Yeah.
Why don't we just dangle over it, like secure it properly, or like hang it underneath the back of the ship, like you do with a smaller boat? Yeah. It's a lot of work, but we have like 2 or 3 people with good strength.
Well, you can always like fly ropes to, from the boat to the upper deck or whatever that needs to happen.
There we go. We got teamwork.
I can give motivating support in this endeavor. I'll try to help. You guys are doing great.
Fern will have the checklist.
Yeah.
Shockmaw will give Fern just a list of stuff that needs to get done before we leave.
Okay.
Just Tyler doesn't know what this list is, but Shockmaw does.
So is it just preparatory instructions or more long-term instructions?
Preparatory, and then and if we have time, we can do some long-term.
So you have her.
So to the group, we're looking to leave ASAP, correct? We're not looking to sit around.
I think you're right that we should probably leave at night, but like today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the next 12 hours.
Yeah. So if people are down for it, like what those that sleep should probably look to do whatever work we need now, get your long rest in, so that you don't have to suffer exhaustion, and then we do like a proper night mission.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I will remain tied to the mast but deactivated.
The answering checklist would tell Fern to make sure all the ropes are in nice single-coiled piles to allow for ease of access. You would be telling her to check the lines or the jib and the mainsail to ensure they are secured properly and there's no tangles. You'd be checking to make sure that the moor line can be easily removed by loosening the secure there.
Andrew Anderson was in the Navy, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we will assist on higher up ropes.
Okay.
I'm going to, once we start getting things in order, I'm going to send Alexi and Sonia to pick up some supplies that we might need for night sailing, lanterns and whatnot, as well as any other supplies that they might find interesting or might find necessary.
Okie dokie.
Actually, we're going to send, because we might need Sonia's shrimp, we're going to send Alexi and Fern.
Okay. I've done my final checklist for this, and now shopping.
Well, I was going to follow up with, I suppose Coeli's for flying the lines. That's a better use of her. Yes. None. He is a lantern.
Okay. So what else are you looking to get besides lanterns?
Lanterns, oil, maybe some like dark cloth to hang over the edge, so that we're not quite so noticeable, or some dark cloth for the sails.
No way to
Okay.
get that much dark cloth.
Also,
like buying it
attaching dark cloth to the sails will be that's weeks of work. I'm pretty certain.
Something to hide us, maybe.
Does Prima have prestidigitation, and would that work to change the color of the cloth of the sails?
Do I? I don't think I do have anything that useful as my. I'm a weapon, so I picked weaponry. No,
I thought you had
minor-
prestidigitation for some reason.
No, unfortunately not. No, it's a really cool cantrip, but I did not take it.
Also, prestidigitation has a size limit for objects
Yeah.
it can.
I could make a square of it, buddy.
But at the very least, the lanterns.
I've got minor illusion, but again, that's not.
Yeah, I
useful here.
was looking at that too. It was not successful.
No, yes, some hooded lanterns, just in case we need to cut off the lights. And I know of nothing else.
Okay.
And while they're doing that, I'm gonna go talk to the harbor master. Get him to look the other way.
So,
And anyone who is here and not tied to the mast is welcome to come with me.
so shopping folks. So, how many lanterns are you buying?
Did I
How
get
many
any
do
instruction, Shagma, on how many to buy?
I would have told him an amount, but I'm not entirely sure how many we would need. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, I am not.
Yeah, no.
What do you intend to use them for? I know you say night sailing, but what is the actual purpose? Are you intending to just like hang them somewhere? Do you intend for a couple people to be holding lanterns? What are you trying to do? with the
Hanging.
lanterns?
We intend to hang them.
Okay.
Hang
so,
them up either above or below decks.
So you'd probably only be looking for between like 3 to 5, depending on
Yeah.
how many you intend to actually hang up and how bright you want
I was
to be
thinking
able to
4,
make
so
them.
I'm going to go with 4.
A question for my knowledge. Our ship and ships in this period and in your world, Andrew. I'm assuming that black powder weaponry is not a thing.
Right.
Like, yeah, okay, good. Because I was going to be like, yeah, we don't want to be putting untended
Open
lanterns
flame.
underneath the deck if we've got guns, but we don't. And this is fine.
Okay, so that's going to be 20 gold worth of lanterns.
Okay. I'll go ahead and get this.
Yep.
You've already paid for the so. And then what for the oil?
So each pint is 1 silver.
How many pints do we want? I have checklist.
Yeah.
So
gold
1
worth?
pint
Let's go with
is
10.
6 hours per lantern.
Yeah. Well, let's just go with 10 pints. Give it a full
Okay.
gold worth.
Alright, I will take that out.
Give us 10 nights of sailing.
We might get more than that because you probably don't want to put, as we're escaping, we probably don't want to put too many lanterns on the upper deck because that is lights. Lights travel a really big distance when you're trying to hide.
Yes.
Yes.
I have paid.
Jinx!
If either of y'all think of anything while you're there, by all means,
Okay.
do it.
Let's get 1 bullseye lantern.
Alright, that is 10 gold.
Okay, I got that one.
Lanterns are not cheap. So that means with 10 pints and a total of 5 lanterns, you've got a total of 12 hours of burnable fuel for each lantern.
Alright.
Let's go ahead and get 20 pints.
Yeah.
Total.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a second gold piece.
I can take care of that. Obviously, we won't need like a full 24 hours consecutively, but
But you never know what will happen in case of an emergency.
Oh, Fern.
Yeah, Fern is becoming a firm favourite already.
I am literally just doing check marks, just randomly in this book right now, just for the session. So there's a lot of checks for some reason.
yeah.
Most organized player, most prepared character.
Let's get ourselves back to the Ghost Widow.
All right, heading that way.
Actions you want to make during the daylight hours?
No, I'm actually going to deactivate as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd sleep the afternoon away. We're anticipating through the night.
Yep.
I
So
also
we're doing-
haven't
yeah.
moved like my entire pose. I like locked all my joints in place and haven't moved for hours.
Sonya stays up.
Yeah, I'm gonna rest.
Okay. Then everyone can take the advantage of a rest, except for Sonya, who will.
I will take over for her about halfway through.
Well, even if you take over, she does not go to sleep.
Oh, okay. Well, I still take over. I send her down below. She doesn't want to sleep. She doesn't want to sleep.
Oh no, she stays on board, up
Is
on
it-
deck.
Is this gonna be short or long?
You can take the benefit of a long rest. You guys
Okay.
have a decent number of hours before you're intending to stealthily depart.
Okay.
Roll a natural one. Calling it now.
Well, since she doesn't go below deck, we're gonna have a little chat.
Okay.
Am
So-
I in earshot? Because if I am, I want to pass.
Probably they're on deck. As I said, it's
Okay,
only about 20 feet wide. The
Okay.
whole ship's
I-
only about
I do
80,
not
90 feet
move.
long.
I do not move. My eyes do not change. I am fully deactivated, but I want to listen.
So what
You're
you're
not
saying is
fully
you're Amazon
deactivated.
Alexa.
Yes. Oh, this is so good.
So, Sonia, have you ever been out to sea before?
Only the once.
She came
The
from an
ones?
island.
Oh, did she come from an island?
Yeah,
Yes,
Okay.
Marmo is nine.
I forgot that.
yeah, that's an island.
Sonia, why don't you go below decks and get some rest?
No thanks. I've lived my life knowing that you do not turn your back on an enemy. And she pointedly looks out over the city that you are docked in.
That's a fair rule to live by. But what happens when your enemy is everywhere?
Well, you only live as long as your blade.
Marmo. Represent.
What was that, Sam?
That's a Marmo phrase that they use that Andrew taught me because my other character is from Marmo, and that's the thing that I used once. And he said it, and I was like, represent, oh boy.
Well, I don't want you falling asleep while we're out there at sea. We're gonna be needing you. You sure you don't want some rest?
Just no. I'll be alert. Don't you worry about me. I have no plan to die out in the open waters.
I'll be counting on you. You need strong backs on a ship. And, some of us... Well, some of our compatriots aren't exactly the strongest.
He just nods.
With that, I'll walk away.
Okay. The sun grows low. It becomes a ever-encroaching darkness. The dock has gotten much quieter. There's now just the periodic sounds of footfalls on the dock rather than the busy activity that dominated the day.
Is there anyone patrolling the docks, or is it?
It seems that that's the periodic footsteps. It's basically every now and then there's someone walking up and down, but you only hear one or two people every 30 minutes or so.
Okay. Once the sun reaches the horizon, I'm gonna wake everybody up. Alright, everybody, it's time to go. And after watching the guards' patterns, I'm gonna pick the best time to leave.
Okay. So, since you are proficient at sea, I'll let you add your proficiency bonus. So just roll d20 and your proficiency.
Okay. Any particular stat or just proficiency?
Just proficiency.
15.
Okay. You are very deftly able to get the primary mooring lines quickly undone after having Fern set them up to be easily dislodged. Apparently she followed directions well.
That's why you have a checklist.
And you were able to get the ship started moving away from the dock. You get about 40-50 yards away before you start hearing the sounds of alert coming from the dock as someone has noticed and starts shouting that the ship is departing.
Do I hear that as well, or is that just?
Yeah, I mean they're shouting.
Okay. At which point I undo my restraints and engage my arm weaponry systems and move to what I consider to be like a high point to start shooting fireballs at people.
Fireballs. You're going
I
hog or
hear-
I meant firebolts,
Yeah.
but
Can I hear where that sound is coming from, like specifically?
Yeah, it's coming from the dock. You can hear a single voice shouting about vessel pulling out.
Alright. I am going to fly off the ship over to him and just terrorize him with my talons.
Okay.
That way he's more distracted by a bird attacking him than he is the ship leaving.
Okay, make an attack roll.
It's a natural 18.
Will hit. Go ahead and do your claw damage.
My talons, let me find out. Okay. The 4.
Okay, you fly at the man who's busy going, hey, hey! At first, they start going, ship pulling away, at which point this black bird comes out of seemingly nowhere for him and kind of claws at him, slashing part of him, at which point he kind of cowers down, lets out a scream, and just starts running.
Okay, so he has fled, because I was going to ask how far away he was. I was going to shoot him to shut him
I was
up.
actually going to try to defuse the situation by creating an illusion somewhere else of like distraction. Pay no attention to this. We're good.
That's what I did. I just didn't use a spell.
I was trying to do an illusion for you to get you.
Clearly,
You
you
were
are
good.
new to this party.
It's like, I can help. Never mind. You've got this. You most definitely have this.
But once he runs away, I'm gonna like fly back up and sort of hover, make sure that he doesn't come back. But once I'm sure that the ship is like well enough, like away, I'll fly back to the ship.
Okay, yeah, you do see that there is quite a flurry of motion beginning on the docks, but no boats seem to be pulling out. There's just lots of clamor and attention and people going to investigate. But there's not seem to be any actual signs of pursuit.
In which case I'll power down all my weapons so I'm not making a big glowing thing to target.
Alright. At which point the boat is able to pull away in the night and is out on the open sea.
Gonna horn our way towards Isle of Diamonds.
Okay, go ahead and I assume you're at the helm, Shakma.
Yes.
So give us a survival or nature check, your choice.
So I would like to get the bullseye lantern up front, kind of hanging off the prow, so he has at least a little bit of vision in front of us.
Yep.
That was the idea of that.
I don't think it's going to help much, but do I get to add my proficiency bonus again?
Yeah, well, I said you're doing a full survival or nature, your choice.
Yeah, I don't have proficiency in either, but because it's a ship, do I get my proficiency?
Yes.
Okay.
I will allow that.
That makes it a 6 instead of a 4.
All right.
Well, I guess it's time to go back to Letitia. 'Cause I'm pretty sure that's where we're gonna end up.
We're gonna make the Spit and Shine 2.0 as we crash into another building.
So, what are the rest of you going to be doing on board the vessel? Because what should be, you figure, about journey takes 3 days. So, what do you guys do on board the boat for 3 days as Shafma tries to get his bearings?
Save
I'm
one deck as much
instructed
as
to
I
do.
can.
Yeah,
How long should this journey have taken?
A day and a half.
Coeli is
checking
on everybody.
You've been on land a little too long, Shakma. You're looking at the wrong stars.
You're rusty.
Also,
got
I'm not used to these northern stars.
Oh man, the constellation's on the north side now.
I got out my pan flute for a little while and played songs of my homeland, which apparently we were heading back towards. But just continued to walk around, make sure everything's set, and like, oh, well, it says that we should have been there a day and a half. I don't understand what's going on. And asking, but not really to anyone in general.
subtle flame. I like that. It's the best kind. Like a hint of flame, but not like
But with
Not fully
positive
going in.
energy of it.
positive flame.
Positive
Passive,
flame.
aggressive flame.
Like
I like
a
it. It's
scented
my favorite.
candle flame.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a flamethrower, but it smells of lavender.
It's like
That's the kind of flamethrower I need.
It's like a burn that applies its own aloe.
Why? All right.
Oh, this sucks. It's kind of nice.
All right, but as the days press on and all of you are starting to get a little bit of that whole loopy cabin fever sense, those of you who are not nautical in nature, of forever seeing just blue on all sides. On the third day, you believe you're definitely making headway the right direction because the horizon becomes dark, imposing clouds.
Welly would like to investigate that. Fly up and maybe a little over and investigate.
Alexa would like to definitely stay below decks.
I will do
Okay.
whatever I'm told.
Are you
And
still?
if no one gives me any instructions, I will stand
Are
mostly
you still
inert.
attached to the mast?
I unattached myself because I was expecting to have to kill people, and then Coeli didn't kill people, so I was like, okay, I'm no longer needed. So I will have spent most of my time stood mostly inert in the center of the ship, unless given instructions, in which case I'll follow them to the best of my ability, and then stand inert at the point I completed that instruction until given another instruction.
I am once again going to be in a stairwell, but most definitely not going below deck in a, I'm just going to stand here in case you need me, but I want to be underneath here, so not quite fully there, but on the ladder down.
Okay. Coeli, make a perception check for me for your investigation.
$16.
Okay. As you get closer, you can see that you can vaguely make out amongst the dark clouds what looks to be shoreline of land up ahead. But the entire coastline is roiling black clouds up above. There are flashes of lightning that appear to be in colors of purple and blue and red. You can see sparks of flame that appear to manifest in the air and then disappear as they roil around. The sea is tossing and turning in massive waves that seem to just churn and bubble all around.
Does it look like there's any clearer path or any pattern to try and get through it with relative safety?
Does not appear to be so. It looks like just a tumultuous storm of, from your experience on the sea, very worrying levels.
Fly down and report that to Shakma.
Do you think he can help us get through the storm with your storm magics you got?
I can try. Most of what I have is, creating lightning and thunder, but I can try.
Well, there'll only be one way forward, and that's ahead.
Oh, I also do have gusts, so I maybe could make us go faster?
Maybe. It might work. That might work.
Get some air off those waves.
Roll nat 1, get a tornado.
We'll just use it as a slingshot.
Yeah.
Alright,
Ship explode.
This
We're
Not
about to
maneuver
throw
in a
up, and we're just
galleon.
like, hold, now go!
As you press forward, Chakma, you can feel the ship doing more lift and sink as the swells are getting larger. You can hear the battering of the water hitting the hull. The wind is beginning to pick up and kind of blowing all directions. You can feel your belongings and hair being whipped about amongst
I don't have any hair.
I will try to cast gusts to sort of either, kind of have like a wind buffer to the wind coming at us, or let us not smack the water quite so hard.
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
Oh god.
Oh no.
We're all gonna
We're
die.
My
all dead.
greatest rolls.
One of us is dead.
Yeah.
We're all on this boat. I think this is where we TPK. Okay, that's not too bad.
I was gonna say she didn't immediately cringe, so.
The 13.
Yeah, that killed Thorvarth last time, so fair play.
You
I
feel
had
like
4 when I killed Forvoth, I'm pretty sure.
She even knows the exact number. She did it on purpose.
He's got a shrine to the number 4 now.
you feel like your gust magic is effectively lessening some of the wind impact on the ship and helping the sails maintaining more of a forward momentum. What we're going to do here is this is going to be all hands on deck to help navigate the boat. So this is going to be a skill challenge.
All right.
So
Like we did in the one shot.
Like you did in the one shot.
I'm going to use all of my wisdom skills because I'm really good at that.
So who wants to go first?
Shockmaw will. Go ahead. Alexi can go first, I guess.
Well, I'm going to need some direction for Shockmaw.
I was about to say Shockmaw can go first. And he's going to start.
What modifier do we use?
Well, so what this is going to be is each person in turn is going to pick a skill. You can pick literally any skill on your skill chart.
Okay.
You just have to justify why using that skill is going to help.
Okay.
You cannot use the same skill that the person before you used. And if it comes around to you again, you also cannot use the same skill you used last time.
All right.
So Shockmaw is going to start off with a performance check.
Okay. How are you going to perform?
He's going to start yelling out commands, tell him Alexi to do this, Coeli to do this, Sonya to do this.
Gotcha. So this is your best captain impression. That's your... Gotcha. Okay.
Well, it was either that or persuasion. Like either of those, but either way, it's a +3. So I'm going with performance.
Okay.
12.
Well, okay, you're shouting out commands and giving people direction on what to do, and you feel like you've got a good handle on the situation as a particularly large swell slams into the boat, nearly knocking Sonya and Fern overboard, but they manage to catch themselves up against the railing.
All right. From there, I'll use athletics to carry out the requisite physical commands. Making sure the lines are taut. Things.
All right, so you're gonna try to haul on those lines to try and keep things intact. Okay.
Yeah. That's a 12. Also.
Okay. So you are really about trying to make sure things are secure. As you go to grab one of the lines, it actually snaps out of your hands. The sudden pressure zips through, burning your... I'm assuming you're wearing gloves?
Yeah.
Burns. You can actually see your gloves smoke as the line is ripped out of your hands, and you're forced to let go, and part of the sail just kind of waves freely in the wind. Unit 32, you're up.
So what have we used?
So far it's been performance and athletics.
God damn it. Okay, I was going to use...
He can still use performance, though, can't he?
Yeah.
Technically, he can use performance because it's not the one before him.
He just
But
can't.
again, he would need to justify what he is performing.
I'm going to use performance. I'm going to produce my lute, and I'm going to play a holy song of the Mechanus plane that is ordered in such a time signature that actually anyone that listens to it
No.
feels much calmer and nicer.
No.
Yeah, okay.
I will say we're in the middle of a storm.
That was my idea, was to calm people down, because it's all about balance and order.
But you can't hear it, is the problem.
Okay.
Because we're in the middle of a storm.
Okay, I will use a better skill. I'm going to use Arcana to see if I can assist in any magical means with the fact that I know these storms are magical in nature. So is there a way that I can help navigate the ship to a safer point where maybe like the ebb and flow of the weave is less intense?
Okay.
That's a national friendly, Jeff, so that's 25.
Okay.
Go.
U-32 kind of takes a moment, just standing still amidst all of the chaos happening as Alexi and Shakma are running about trying to keep the ship on track. And all of a sudden, U-32 begins giving you directions as though she's analyzed and found a pattern and is trying to guide you through the pattern of the storm. And you find that the journey is a little bit easier. The wind actually seems to be buffeting with each tack, as she tells you to tack and jibe with each different swell and blow of the wind.
Hi, if you say.
Yeah.
Coeli,
You throw out that nautical jargon.
Coeli, what you got going on?
I would like to use acrobatics to help, quickly handle one rope to another, fixing sails to turn in the way that Prima is telling me.
Okay.
Ooh, 5. You're fired.
So you desperately try and follow the directions, but you find that the buffeting winds are really working against you, and you find that you just can't quite keep up, and the lines get away from you, and you're almost knocked aside, but are able to maintain near the ship when it suddenly you all hear a loud crack as the boat slams into something. The boat lists very suddenly, begins to careen forward, and starts to lose height in the water. You can see that the shoreline is probably only about 40, 50 yards away, though.
I feel like Coeli is flying around up in the air, kind of like Scuttle gets blown off the ship in The Little Mermaid.
Yeah, this forest gnome is not okay with the situation that is going on around. Like,
is the ship still moving?
It is still maintaining a forward momentum, much slower. It seems to be descending almost as fast that it is progressing. You are reasonably certain that it will be underwater before it hits the shoreline.
To the boat.
Just say he'd rather it be at the bottom of the ocean.
Are we continuing the skill checks, or are we?
Nope.
We're out of skill. Okay.
You are out of skill.
Oh yeah, to the boat.
We got those 3 failures real quick.
Okay. So you're all attempting to get on board the little dinghy you've been towing along?
Yep.
Good job we brought it.
Can I have everyone make a dexterity check?
For what?
Just a straight dexterity check.
Okay.
That is a 20 for me.
Wait a second. I use athletics,
Wow.
but for me that's a nat 20 for a 22.
Okay.
12.
Okay. Oh, and I guess I should.
Oh!
To be fair, he is wearing armor.
I'd say I am the heaviest one here.
So, with complications that exist of Alexei, of trying to get from the main boat to the other,
Get my leg over. That's
you are all able to successfully make it into the little rowboat and cut it free as the Ghost Widow sinks below the waves and is smashed apart by another large swell.
Thank you, Tyler, for saving my little dwarven ass with that natural 20.
What is a captain without his crew?
You are then able to,
Also, what is a captain without his boat?
with difficulty, bring the little boat ashore, where you find yourselves standing on the shoreline, thunder cracking above you, the sound of high-pitched winds ringing in your ears, and a very desolate and imposing landscape before you. Can all of you make a perception check for me real fast?
See which dice is going to betray me now.
I know.
That dirty 20 for
all
me?
of mine tonight. All of them.
Hmm.
That's 10 total.
17.
That's a 13
15.
That's a 13 on the dice for a 12, Steve.
Okay. Shakma, Coeli, and Fern, the three of you notice that some way off in the distance, you can see what almost looks like a giant tornado, but the tornado seems to swirl with different color energy. We're going to go ahead and show y'all kind of like that.
Okay.
And
it appears to be in the center of the island, or appears to be out on the waves?
that appears to be towards the center of the island.
I kind of describe what I'm seeing and ask, because Quali, you've seen it as well. Like, oh, have you ever seen a storm like this before? And describe it to those who haven't seen it.
And
Probably not, but have I?
No, this is very unusual for you. And Shakma, with your super high roll, you can also see what looks like these trailing lines of energy that seem to go out from this cyclone to the rest, like out to the island. Like you see, from your vantage point, you can see two lines of energy that seem to connect this off to places off to the east and west of you.
But none of them seem to be coming towards us, correct?
Correct.
All right, I'm going to orient the dinghy onto this here energy tornado. Energy hurricane.
You're on land.
Oh, we're on land? Okay.
Yes,
Gotcha.
you made landfall. And
I thought we were still on the boat.
Nope, and that is what you can see. And that is also where we are going to stop.
Oh, boy. I'm like really worried about the next session, y'all.
So, those of you out in Viewerland, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your time and I hope you enjoyed yourself. And I think we're going to miss next week because it's Christmas, but we should be back the week after that unless there's any complications. We'll be sure to keep everyone informed. Have a good night.